All right, all right. If you guys are local, we're getting ready to get things started again. We're just moments away from the second half today on Sunday. The live track feed will be resuming here shortly. Shortly? Wow, that's a new word. But sit tight, everybody. We're getting things ready to get started, and the crew getting back from lunch. As I said, 12:45, 1 o'clock, and here we are. So crew getting back out in their positions, and we're going to kick off the second half. And I do believe, let's see which race we have coming up. 800 modifieds are in the history book. I think we got the Youth NA. Let's maybe switch to this one. Hold that. Papers going everywhere. You guys can see a little bit behind the scenes here of what we read. Oh, I do believe it's right into the second half right here in my hand. Just like that. That one's done. And it could be this one. So all right, sit tight. I will let you know what race is coming up here back from break. That is right. The Youth NA restricted. That's exactly why I kept it. Needed to make sure up here. Also, I have not been able to read some of the comments out there, and I apologize. I've been on Instagram. Instagram only good for about an hour's worth of live track feed. So we try to resend it each time, but bear with us while we do. Facebook, always a good option to watch the live track feed on. And the one that we have been solid with all day is Rumble. And I haven't been able to read the comments on there, but a young lady was, and I'm paraphrasing, this was brought to me, upset that I did not. I believe the way it was delivered to me is that I did not talk about all the other kids in the races. And I definitely apologize for that. Number one, the reason I don't get to talk about all the kids in the other races is because I don't have a lot of info on all the kids that are in the races other than their name and where they're from. So in order to get talked about over the PA system or live on the internet, I either got to know a lot of the history about the racing career or know the kid. I've been announcing out here at this very seat where I'm sitting for the past 15 years. I figured it out. And, you know, if we want to talk about Mia Chapman, I have a whole career that I could talk about with her. The Witherows, I'm getting to know them. I'm getting to know Howdy out here, Hoganist rather. See, I always mess that up. But I'm starting to learn all these kids and learn what they've done and how they race. And I'm learning their styles. So, number one, bear with me because I'm still relatively new to this series for this year. And the more that I start to learn on these kids and some of the racers, the more I have to talk about. So if you are out there and you're listening, that comment was brought up to me, so I apologize if I was not able to talk about some of the racers that you would love to hear about. Now, with that being said, here at the event, there are two ways you get talked about on the microphone or on the internet. You either A, win a race, or you do something outstanding in the race, such as a wreck or a pass or a move or something that's kind of crazy for the race event. So that's how you get your name mentioned on the internet or live out here at the track. Or you have an outstanding mullet. That gets you microphone time every time. Now, one other thing out there, if you're making the comments on Rumble or anything out there and you have a racer that you would love to get the story on, tell them to come up here and talk to me. You can come sit right next to me. Are you a racer? If you were a racer, you should talk to me. I'm just trying to get you to race. But come up here and talk. You come up here and talk to me now. We got Cooper over here. In fact, let's get that kind of interview started. Go ahead, grab that microphone, hold it up to your mouth.
What up?
Are you done for the weekend, or you got another race coming up?
Oh, I'm done.
You're done. Man, good weekend of racing for you guys. We were just talking about getting interviewed or talking about on the microphone or the internet. And I said, you either got to win one, you got to wreck. I said, you got to have an outstanding mullet, which you got, or you just be done. You come up here and talk to me. So what was the weekend like for you? Take us from the highs and the lows. What was it like back in the pit?
It felt good.
Yeah? Any things back in the pit your dad had to work on or get fixed at the last minute, or did you guys just hose it off and go race?
We have to actually fix my brother's engine.
What happened there?
So yesterday in qualifying it was all fine. Then in the race, it died on the last lap from 3rd to like 12th, and he got hit in today, and the car died.
Man, that is a hard break. Nothing more frustrating than you have high expectations for the race weekend, and you come out here and you know your competition, you know what you're going to do, you know how you're going to race, and then the equipment doesn't want to cooperate.
Yep.
How do you prepare for that mentally? Is it still pretty heartbreaking or no?
Just a little.
Yeah. It's something you got to kind of, it's growing pains. If you decide to come race, it's not always roses and unicorns. Sometimes you get it handed to you, and it sounds like today your brother had to just kind of deal with the little bit of adversity. So, all right. Well, what's in your future? How old are you right now?
I am 10 years old. 10
years old out here off-road racing. Now, what's your favorite form of racing?
Probably everything.
You like everything? You like NASCAR?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen RC cars? You can come up here and get closer if you want. You can even get right up here if you want. But you like NASCAR? Do you like remote control car racing? Have you ever seen that?
No.
No?
But I like driving my RC car.
You have an RC car?
Yeah.
And you wouldn't want to race that?
No, it's not too powerful.
No, I mean, that's all right. I got one that's so powerful you can't even keep it straight. It's almost not fun to drive. It's so fast. So
I like driving my RC car around the dairy.
Oh, nice. And that's another thing we got to talk about. What's a day in the life of Cooper? You got a dairy?
Yep.
Talk to me about that, man. If you got a dairy, how many cows are we talking?
Like almost 100.
What the heck? And let me ask you this. Is there some of the cows that stand out because they have personalities?
Yeah, and like 2 years ago, we sold all of them because it was getting tired of my dad and my opa for getting up for 3 a.m. and having to work.
Man, that is crazy. Well, the farm life, I grew up on a farm as well. We didn't have 100, but we lived right next to a dairy. And I used to go over there and bug them, And I love the term. You ever heard about going cow tipping? You ever heard about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a joke, right? Because cows sleep laying down just like the rest of us, right?
Yeah.
But they don't realize until they're out there trying to sneak up on a cow that they're walking in what?
They just jump.
Well, what are you walking in? Mud or what?
Poop and
That's
mud.
right. That's what I was trying to get you to say. All right, well, coming up here, let's talk. So you blew a transmission this weekend, and you weren't able to get it done, but you're out here at the races.
Yeah.
Is that pretty sad?
Yeah, it really is.
No, you got it. That's right. Hold that microphone. We're up here talking. There was a comment made on Rumble that I didn't get a chance to really interview you kids. So I love the criticism. I didn't get to read the comment, but I wanted to, get a lot more of you guys on the mic. And you guys know, I want you to know this. Come up and talk to me through the race, the day. Come up and tell me what. See, this is where we get the stories behind the pit. Transmission blew, so that's a hard luck for you.
Yeah.
And what are we gonna do here to get that back in? You gonna make the next race?
Yeah, we're gonna send it to 2X, get it all fixed, and then I'll be up on the podium on the championship race, hopefully.
That's right, coming out here in December. So, all right, we got a race coming in, but if you guys want to come in really quickly, come on over here, and let's talk about it. How was your day of racing today, or how was it? Let's go.
Good.
Good, and are you done racing for the weekend? You're just here watching the rest of the races?
I
I'm done racing.
All right, very good. So you're here watching, hanging out with the boys. Do you guys also, when you come to the races, do you guys do a lot of extracurricular stuff out here? You guys ride bikes?
Yep.
And you said you got your RC car. Did you bring your RC car? Not this one? All right, come on in here. Let's talk with you as well. How was your weekend of racing?
Good.
Yeah?
Good.
Here, I'll hold it. All right,
Good.
tell us. And what's in store for your future? Where do you see yourself in racing?
Getting on the podium.
Getting on the podium. All right, you guys want one up here before we start this race? Anybody else? One more, Cooper?
And let's go Wyatt Cotter.
Yeah, Wyatt Cotter out there. You can already see that bright orange car. Who do you want to see race?
Huh?
Who do you want to see race in this one?
Probably Wyatt Cotter.
Man, Wyatt Cotter, I think that, I'm going to give you a fist bump. I think that's a
He's
safe
the
bet.
best.
Yes.
Wyatt Cotter and Crew Hart.
All right, Crew Hart out there. There you go.
I know.
What about you? What do you got for a fan out here?
Ella Cole. Cole.
Cole, all right, very good. Come on, yeah, absolutely, come up here. So, I saw you last night, awesome. You saw me with my makeup mullet, but you have the real one. And tell us about racing, man. You love this?
Yeah, I love to watch Cooper and Carter race.
Right? So you are getting out here to come race?
My dad's, he wants to see the races first.
Well, right on. He knows you love it, so I bet he would get you racing in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I have a son too, and I want to get him out here racing. So, all right. Well, very good. You having a good weekend?
Yeah.
All right. You good too? See you next weekend, or
Yes.
next race rather.
Okay.
All right. Let's get to racing right now. I do love interviewing the kids. Above all, I do got to tell you, if you are out there in the live track feed, it started from me up here in race control. It is all about the kids, and I hope I get a great relationship with them and their parents as the race season progresses. Let's meet the drivers out here for the youth naturally aspirated restricted. Wyatt Cotter, as you heard, in the 1612 car on the front row. Jake Hill right next to him in the 970. Zoe Easton will round off this second row with Harper McKinney right next to her. Ella Warner, a great race for her yesterday. She's going to start in the inside of row 3, Connor Power to the outside. And Cash Crawford in row 4. And Crew Hart, a lot of the kids up here want to see Crew Hart up top. And Cameron Leeming, looks like Cameron is a DNS. And Landon Morrow out there will be your 9th position on row 5. Mia Chapman back up here after the break. Hey, take this to the bus, please. I don't know, I just went blank there. You know what I mean? Sometimes my computer like has a quick little reset. You ever seen that one where they thought you were a robot? I'm not a robot, but you know what I am? We're going green in the second half if you are joining us live. And the kids were up here, all the Hoganists were up here, and they're wanting to see Wyatt Cotter. All right. No problem at all. And that's going to be a great race coming up here. The NA Limited. Wow. That's going to be awesome. Well, here we are on this one. And Wyatt Cotter. Great weekend of racing, but a lot of gremlins yesterday in the green car. Couldn't get it into four-wheel drive, kept it in there. It wasn't staying in four-wheel drive. And then on the second race, lost power steering. Unbelievable hard luck event for Wyatt Cotter.
Definitely,
or was that Mason?
yeah.
It was Mason Cotter.
Yeah, I think it was his brother.
Yeah, Mason
Yeah.
Cotter. My
'Cause,
apologies.
Yeah, Wyatt was on the rails yesterday. Had quite a big lead, so we'll see if he can do it again today.
I mean, the Cotter family, they're all about racing. You know, they're very serious. That, you know, it's like I said. I asked Mason on the podium, what do you do with these cars? You take them down, you perfectly prep them. They said, no, man, we just pretty much hose them off, change fluids, and go race. And I got to tell you, I think I just love that story because the car's fast, the kid's fast, and just a great program over there at Cotter Racing. So there it is. Great drone work again by Brian, getting right in the back window of that car. And I do believe that's the 124 car of Zoe Easton, having to play catch up again as Wyatt Cotter sets the pace in this race. And just like we've talked about all weekend, Mia Chapman, the leader, extending the lead on the 125 car of Ella Warner. Ella Warner now having the race she wanted yesterday. So these cars, the RS1s, tell us a little bit about them. You know a lot about them, or are they just single seat? Polaris is built the same way that they are built in regular.
I've never personally raced them before, so I can't say I know too much. My brother races these, so he knows a lot more than I do. I do know they're a great car to step into, especially for these youth that are moving up from the 170s, the 250s to the 500s. This is like the next step. I've heard they handle really phenomenally, though.
Wow.
And the kids really enjoy driving them.
Well, I imagine the center of gravity has changed up a little bit as a wider car, even though it's lower. I'd imagine changing the mass into a more centralized, streamlined body frame just kind of changes everything and makes it handle a little better.
Definitely. I think, in my opinion, right out of the box, just how they're built and the way they look more like they're built to be a race car.
Right.
The stance of the car, being in the middle seat in the car, can be quite a game changer versus going to like a two-seater 1000.
I mean, there's challenges in the two-seaters, so I'm sure that having a single seat too presents a few challenges. But as you just pointed out, it looks like a race car. Like, you buy them right off the. Well, I think I did also hear it, and again, don't take my word as 100%, but they told me that they are no longer making them. Is that true? Do you know that they're no longer making them?
I believe so. I can't say for sure, but that's what I've heard as well.
That's going to be crazy, because what's going to happen is, if they are no longer making these cars are going to become more valuable, because I don't think any of these racers are going to get rid of their race car.
Yeah, I know there is quite a few of them on the market, just, being sold from other racers. But yeah, they seem like really solid cars. They're quick for sure, just watching them out here on the racetrack.
I mean, now that we're talking about it, kind of, I never thought I would have entertained the idea, but now that I'm sitting here talking about it, man, I would look into one of these. You know what I mean? Because, I do have a girlfriend, but and I think she's now just into riding. But some days you just want to climb in a car and just go by yourself.
Definitely.
I mean, let's be honest. I'm just being honest. All right, well, let's talk more about the race that is going on. Wyatt Cotter, though, not giving us much to work with. Wyatt Cotter just checking out.
Yeah, it is awesome to see the two young ladies in second and third of Ella Warner and Zoe Easton, though. They've been killing it all weekend, and they're putting on a pretty great show today, keeping things pretty consistent and pretty solid. So we'll see what happens here, though, when they throw out the mandatory yellow. That could shake things up a little bit.
Absolutely, and you talked about it, too, earlier in this conversation. The competition yellow, do you run it down, or do you play it safe? That's definitely going to get that battle going between Ella Warner and Zoe Easton. Younger sister, Allie Easton, what a great weekend. 2 races, 2 podiums, top of the podium.
Definitely, yeah. Those two girls, I feel like, are always on our mics in the races. Very competitive young ladies. It's been awesome to see them kind of grow up as drivers from the 170s into now the youth NA classes. So yeah, they're killing it out here.
They really are, and as you know, I think this sport is, I love it when boys and girls get out there and race, and man, they always want to say it's a man-dominated sport, and you absolutely 100% captivate the contrary. Corey Weller, same thing. And I don't think there's any guy on the planet that lines up with you guys and says, oh my gosh, I'm going to get beat by a girl, or I'm going to beat the girl, or, you know, whatever. You guys are straight up competitors, very competitive in your respective classes. And it's great to have the young ladies out here racing.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's all the same, at least for us girls out here. Once we put on the race helmet, you know, we're just like anybody else out there. You don't even think twice about it. You just, you know, get in the car, go race, and push it to its limits.
And one more thing, too. I don't think anybody's easy on you. I think if they're out there racing and they got to bump you into a corner, I don't think they're going to not take that opportunity.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter who it is, you know, boy or girl. We're all going to race each other the same, and hopefully with, you know, respect as well. But it can get dicey, and that's what makes it pretty entertaining and good races.
What was the word we were using at Shorty's? Spicy. Yeah. That was the word. Jason brought us that word. He said, uh-oh, it's about to get spicy. I don't think we said spicy at the last race. So I don't think we said it hardly. If we said it, I don't think we said it hardly at all. So maybe with the race, the second half right now of these naturally aspirated, all these RS1s, maybe things can get spicy right now. So can Wyatt Cotter hold on to the lead? We've restacked them. And the Kevin, our flag man, told me, hey, man, wait till I'm waving the flag to say green, because apparently I screamed green early yesterday, and it changed some things. So I 100% have to wait for him to wave that flag before I yell out green. All right. So the comment was made, too, to make sure we talk about the other kids in this class. Crew Hart out here. Crew and the entire Hart race team. Great weekend of racing, making a showing out here, doing what they're supposed to be doing to represent their sponsors and everybody involved over there at the Hart crew. That's a great race effort right there from the Hart crew.
Definitely, yeah. This is a really competitive class, and you know, Crew's always back there knocking on the bumper of the person in front of him, and he always puts on a good race. He's very consistent with his lines as well. He's a fast kid. I know he wants that win as well, so he's always pushing for that.
Wow, that's awesome. Connor Power, a name that's made the podium this weekend, and Connor Power out there. And it still could be anybody's race. But here we go. Wyatt Cotter leading this field into the second half after the mandatory caution. But Ella Warner now is going to start feeling the pressure from Zoe Easton. And you can see Zoe to the inside. Another one out there, Jake Hill, and the 970 car going to start putting the pressure on. And the other orange car out there, Harper McKinney. Harper McKinney here, fourth place finish for yesterday in the 548 car. And Jake Hill is going to have to get around Harper if he wants to be in that battle with Zoe Easton and Ella Warner. Well, Wyatt Cotter right now just enjoying the front, and again, second half, he's checking out. But the race now, we looked at as we were away from the microphone for a split second. Ella Warner now having her hands full. I do believe that's the 970 of Jake Hill.
Definitely, yeah. It looks like she got a little bit of breathing room now, so hopefully no mistakes on her end, but she's running a great race. And I think we got a change for third place as well.
Jake Hill in front of Zoe Easton. And Zoe Easton now in fourth place has to watch the battle, watching Jake Hill chase down Ella Warner. Makes me wonder if she made a mistake or if there was a little rubbing going on.
Possibly, yeah. The more we get throughout the day, the more the track, deteriorates just a little bit, and that can definitely come into play, but...
Man, I've just watched all weekend from that vantage point from the drones, and just getting on that tarmac. I mean, I just think, we've talked about turn 2 and the shorter circuit that we have around this track. That's a game changer, but I also think when we get up here to these bigger classes like this, I think that tarmac is just something hectic for them to deal with.
It is. It's such a new element to throw in there, really. And so going from dirt to tarmac, you can learn it pretty quick, right? It's not a huge section, but it's definitely important where you can make up a lot of time. I noticed yesterday in my class, I found it faster to not slide around there hardly at all and drive it in there more like you would a go-kart. But yeah, every kid takes a different line through there, and it may be faster for some and slower for others. So yeah, they're definitely learning that aspect, which is good for them as well.
I used to when we were at Lucas Oil, and I'm going to probably throw myself under the bus here, but that's okay. When we were done, I would bring a quad, and I'd be out here, and I would run the track. I would want to see it. I've never hit the tarmac out here yet, so maybe that's in my future. Well, here we go. Wyatt Cotter with a checkered flag. And Wyatt Cotter just probably about a full straightaway lead. And the race, that was too close to call. If I had to call it, I would go with Jake Hill in second place, and Ella Warner will have to settle for third. Now, again, if I had to call it, that's what I saw. But that is not the official results. I will give you the official results as soon as I get them from our scoring, and I will let you know. But from my vantage point, that looked like Jake Hill won to the line.
Yeah, that was definitely a close ending there.
We were just talking about that, the way we love the races. And once again, to try to talk about some of the other drivers here in this course, Connor Power out there with a great showing, and Harper McKinney was up there in the run-ins and had an opportunity to strike. So Harper McKinney, great job out there, and Cash Crawford, and man, we talked about Crew Hart and the race team, so I think we did a good job talking about them too. So, all right, stick around. We're going to talk with the winners after this. Well, all right, Jake Hill, get up here. It was so close to call. You guys heard me call it on the live track feed. But, looks like it is official. Ella Warner, man, you've been racing here all weekend. I thought a few times we're going to be able to talk to you, but now we finally get it done. Third place, you had your hands full. You were in second place for a while. Zoe Easton, you were probably unaware of the battle that was going on behind you.
Yeah, it was a good battle for sure.
All right, very good. Can't be too bad. The last day of racing, you get to the podium. Take us back to the racing.
Yeah, it was a tough weekend for sure. A lot of good drivers, but it was a lot of good battling.
All right, very good. Well, let's talk about the people that make your race program happen.
My mom and dad, Extreme Machine and Fabrication, and Method Race Wheels.
Man, she raced all the way to the line. Makes a noise. Ella Warner was that close. Barely edged out by Jake Hill. Jake, we got some explaining to do, man. You really had to work for that one, and it came right down literally to the last few inches at the finish line.
Yeah, I knew I could not lift at the end, and it worked.
He's like, this car's going to explode. I don't care. I'm holding to the wood.
Yeah.
All right. Well, great job. You know, you've enjoyed a great weekend of racing as well, man. You've pretty much been on the podium almost every race you've been in, and that just sounds like a great day of racing. Very consistent.
Thanks.
All right. Well, very good. Let's talk about the people that make it happen.
My dad, my mom, sister, Vales, Zach, Signature Propellers, Redline Oils, Exotic Alloys, King Shocks, CMI, Gates Belts, Sparkle for the nice suit, and everyone else. What? Sneaky Tunes.
Can't forget that one. Well, good job, Jake Hill, and I hope we have a lot more races coming from you.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Let's keep it going. But the man of the hour, Wyatt Cotter. Man, you know, when you guys get in, you or Mason, it's just going to be like, oh, here we go. And it's going to be a runaway. And you didn't disappoint, man. You were up almost the whole straightaway. And what it leads me to do, I got to get it from you. Do you guys set the cars up different? Do you got I want to know the secret.
If you want to be that fast, you got to go to sneaky.
Perfect. Now we know. See, now you got it. Everybody know. There it is. Well, let's talk about the people that make the race program happen over there at Cotter Racing.
Sneaky, Polaris, Gates Belts, Hoosier Tires, my dad, Brad, Rugged Radios, and everybody else.
All right, well, very good. I'm going to get out of the way. You make some noise. Wyatt Cotter from Wire to Wire. And, man, you just know it's going to happen. And great job, Wyatt Cotter. And we got some more races. I don't know. Is it hotter today or hotter yesterday? I think it's hotter today. I agree. Way hotter today. Well, good job to our competitors right down to the wire. It was a drag race. Did you like that drag race?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about drag racing?
No.
No, me either. I don't know if drag racing's real racing. I hope I didn't upset anybody. It's the best 5 seconds of your life. Right? Whew. Well, Mia Chapman, we got another race coming up.
We have our Youth NA Limited coming up shortly.
Well, all right. And that way, you guys, you just saw, we know when we're back on screen. Well, coming up next is the Youth NA Limited. This is a big class. 22 racers in it yesterday, and do we have 2 pages again? 23. How did this? How do we grow a class? Is somebody water this thing? Oh my goodness. Well, let's talk about it. We got to talk with both Mikey Childress and Michael up here. It was a great interview, and that's what I love. If you're out there and you want to be interviewed, come up here, man. Let's talk. But Mikey's got the pole position, and he's going to be out there in position 1. Jackson Leeming is here, and after a lot of drama happened over there in the Leeming pits, it's going to be great to see Jackson up here. Declan Shields, a great weekend of racing. Cole Warner will round off the top 4. Sure. Go next.
All right, in our third row, we have the 195 of Tatum Forrester. Right next to him, the 999 of Kyle Niner. Row number 4, we have the 623 of Stephanie Warapis. Right next to her, the 923 of Jaden Manchester. Row number 5, we have the 808 of Chase Crawford. Right next to him in the 10th position, the 951 of Brian Willett.
And that's been great. Brian Willett, 951. You know, I don't know what he's done, but we've been talking about. You want to get talked about? Well, you got to make some noise out there. And Brian Willett, I've become a fan. Like, I just love his racing style. He's solid. He's consistent. Got a new car. You know I'm a fan of you. Calm down. If I'm not a fan of you personally, I still am a fan of your mullet. But the real deal. Now I'm a fan because you live on a dairy. But Brian Willett, back to that, he said he's got a new car for this race, and I just love everything that's going on through there. So Brian Willett, back onto row 6. Carson Farrell out there, and right next to her will be Vincent Riccatelli. Lucas Johnson will round off the row 7. Wyatt Smucker, and on row 8, Jack Wilson. Diesel Miller right next to him. Carson Scalf. The Scalf family big out last night in the costume contest. Diesel Miller we already got, and Cash Crawford in that 9th row. And the last ones who we got there? Another Cotter. Mason Cotter in row 10. That's a rocket. Go.
Right next to Mason Cotter is the 155 of Carson Greco, another very competitive kid out here. Usually in the front of the pack, he definitely knows how to make his way up there, so we'll see what he can do today.
He's humble, and I just love his attitude, always pleasant and just on fire. You ready? Can you do it? Yeah? Yeah?
2 more rows to go. We have in row number 11, the number 2 of Cash Hart. Another name we've had on our mic quite often here, so excited to see what he can do today. Right next to him, the 149 of...
Do it!
I always mess up his name.
You know, I found out the story, so it's Howdiggy is what it is.
Okay.
I just realized Jackson Howdiggy is our tech son. He's a Howdiggy. So he came up to me at the trailer. It's Howdiggy. I go, well, I got it now because I wrote it down. And you know what's crazy? I'm probably gonna have it now for the rest of the year. But it's Howdiggy.
I will get it down.
And when I told him, I said, dude, it's the most unique name. It doesn't look anything like Howdiggy.
Yeah, it's definitely unique for sure.
Yes, indeed. But Wyatt Cotter will be the last one of that race. And as we just saw, Wyatt, it's going to be quite a race. And I think Mason, you said Mason was in here as well. Yeah, Mason
that'll be
Cotter.
interesting.
Yeah, I love it when I see both the green car and the orange car out of the same livery. One's orange, one's green. It's kind of like the Hoganist brothers. They have the same livery, but one's green, one's blue. So I think that's kind of cool. It's kind of like in R&R, same thing. They have the black one, the red, white, and blue one, but it's pretty much the same livery. Well, here we go. 23 cars. We have a stacked field. And I think we did a pretty good job right there talking about them all. Look at that field, Mia Chapman. If this is something you could only see live right here, I know you can see it the best you can online through our live track feed, but it is nothing like being here, hearing those engines and physically watching the dust coming up from those tires with 23 cars on the track. What are you thinking? Are we going to look at our first demolition derby of the day? Or do you think we're going to get through turn 1 clean?
I don't know, that many cars on the track, it is hard to get through turn 1 clean, but I have faith in them. I think they can do it.
Oh, did I mess this all up? You know what?
We were handed this one. It said this is the next.
Well, you guys witnessed my second mistake ever in my entire life. Well, you know what? We're well prepared for the 23 car race now.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. This is actually the pro and amateur naturally aspirated. Right off the bat, you know who that is.
The number 32, my brother, Ryder Chapman. Right next to him, the 119 of Cole Warner. Row number 2, we have the 727 of Alex Young. Right next to him, the 64 of Ryder Van Beekum. Row number 3, we have the 866 of Jackson Leeming. Right next to him, the 113 of Andrew Cotter.
And that is a great follow-up right there. Trenton Ouellette, a great performance out of him this weekend. Cruz Worley also making the podium earlier. Jonah Bishop, no stranger to the podium, in the number 33 car. 946 of Brian Farrell, George Lamoses, and the 1088, Michael Bernstein, and the 295. And Braden Craw out here as well, and Bobby Van Beekum in the number 64 car. Now, it was crazy to see Bobby out here because I saw Bobby and I thought he was out on the course, but he wasn't. But he's out on the course right now, and let's see. Again, he said it yesterday, it's always great racing with my son. So it's going to be, I would give anything to race with my son as well. But here we go. Who's it going to be? Papa or kid? Have you raced with your brother yet?
Yeah, yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And I asked him, I said, who's faster? He said, no comment. We're going green! Nothing like the roar of those motors. Worley already checking out, and 2 cars, 3 cars,
Wow.
4 cars.
A big pile up in turn number 2. You know, I would have expected that in turn number 1, but looks like they can all get turned around and get back on track.
Well, as long as the cars are not damaged from any of the contact being made, they'll get a restart, and that's exactly the advantage of having a restart.
Oh, more contact down here in turn number 4.
Ryder Chapman in that one. And trying to get back out onto the course cleanly without collecting another car. And there you see, we can't tell if that was driver error or carnage on the car, but let's see out front the 1088 car of George Lamoses. Jonah Bishop in second, and Ryder Chapman will round off the top 3 even after making contact. Man, I got to tell you, it looks like your brother, Ryder Chapman, is really enjoying the chassis and the setup on that car.
Definitely, yeah. It seems like he's comfortable with it. It's a really solid car the Van Beekums have, so yeah, it's awesome seeing him out here in it.
He is definitely comfortable with it. He is exciting to watch race that car. He's choosing lines that you can see again. That's his line furthest out in turn 3. He just did it.
Yeah.
And the kid is finding some great lines out there. And again, I got to tell you, it's all about that symmetry. I like the way that car looks. That's a good looking car. Ryder Chapman with a perfect pass there in turn 1. Waited patiently, waited for the car to drift, took the inside line, inherits second place. That was a picture-perfect pass into turn 1. Watch this line. He takes Jeremiah Chapman. I love that line, and it seems to be working for him, so.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. I know this car is a little bit of a different driving style than he normally is used to. So yeah, it's awesome to see him kind of do something different and adapt to it really quickly, which is really hard to do.
So it happened right out of my side, a little bit of a racing action coming out of turn 4 into turn 5. And looks like Ryder Van Beekum was in there. But now your brother is still clean. And we'll see who that was. So it's going to be George Lamosa still up front here, physically in front of us. But that could all change on the corrections and laps and all the carnage going on right now. But here it is, George Lamosa still up front, and Ryder Chapman trying to do everything he can. And it makes me ponder the question, is George Lamosa one of the pros, or is George amateur?
Yeah, that's the hard thing for us calling the race up here. We don't have them separated from the pros and amateurs, so all we can do is really call it how it looks physically on the track. I do believe my brother in the 32 car is in the amateur class,
Yep.
so if that separates anything there.
Yeah, right, and it does. Yesterday I was thinking he already made the jump up to pro, so he didn't. He was still an amateur. But in that same class you guys were racing, you were racing pro, right? Yeah. I was going to say, I would hope with your experience you're out there in the pro class. Now, with everything like that, George Lamosa more than likely is an amateur as well. So we are watching the actual race order out there on the track. And the things that will confuse it are the 64 car out here of Ryder Van Beekum. And I don't know if he's a lap down, but there you go. And both those cars right there.
Looks like we do have a change for third place on the track right now, the 922 moving up a spot.
And we were just talking about it. Ryder Van Beekum done right here. Now, I was going to say your brother teammate coming on the outside. He's in a hurry. Look at how fast your brother. Man. All right, I asked him. I'm going to ask you the same question. Who's faster, you or your brother? I want to know if you'll answer it. He said no comment.
I'll be nice and say no comment as well. It's hard. We've never actually, raced each other.
Yeah.
I think that would be interesting to do one day. But
I'm just telling you, I want to be the one to announce it. I want to be the one to see it.
all I can say is this kid has no fear and a ton of talent, which is a great combination to have in this type of racing. And yeah.
I think that is a perfect PC way to say it, because I know you're very fond of your brother. I'm actually very fond of you guys as well. Like I said, just watching you guys, you are for sure my extended race family. But you know what? I'm going to say it. I would love to see, like, total grudge match. Like, love at the end, but I'm just saying, total grudge match. When you're on that track, dude, I already see the YouTube video in my mind. I'm going to rent the track just to make that happen. I'm going to make certain grudge match. We're going to call it, there you go, like, have you seen the YouTube this versus that? Where they race like a trophy truck against a monster truck and all those? Well, we're going to do one out here. We're going to get the brothers out here. We're going to get Cotters out here. Let them grudge match it out. Get you guys out, grudge match it out. Oh, I think that'd be a great YouTube. Maybe Glenn and the whole production crew could come out for that one, and we'll make that happen. All right. No way to tell who our amateur and pros are. I think I'm going to talk with Marnie or whoever enters the names that we should put, as we say, the A or the P at the end of the name or something, in parentheses. I think that would help us out tremendously. Unless Michael Bernstein's our only amateur out there. Is that possible? Okay. All right. Well, no, Ryder Chapman's in there. Michael's out there. Ryder, yeah. 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 Well, all right, but one thing I do know, George Lamosa's physically out front, but now with the restart, your brother's going to be right behind him, and it's going to make me wonder this. Can your brother physically get around George Lamosa's here in the second half? I think your brother has the speed.
We'll have to see. I think Trenton Ouellette in the 922 definitely has had the drive from, mid-pack of the race so far and made his way up to, I believe, third now. So that'll be one to watch for as we come into this restart as well.
I find myself once again agreeing with you. Ouellette has been consistent all weekend long. Everybody's having to deal with the heat. But Trenton Ouellette doing a fabulous job staying consistent for the weekend. What a great restart. All cars clean through turn one. And look at that, like a train right there, all choosing the same line in turn two. Like a symphony. What a great job. All these racers out here doing a great job putting on a great show for you guys.
Yeah, they are for sure. And it's so interesting to, a little bit of a hiccup here in turn
No contact
four.
from either of the drivers. Van Beekem just slid out, and the other driver up on the bike, so trying to avoid Van Beekem. And I don't think there was any contact by anybody. But here we go. Who's it going to be, George Lamosa's or Ryder Chapman? Ouellette now moving into second place ahead of Ryder Chapman. Makes me wonder if Ryder Chapman with a little bit of a slip up on the tarmac, or did Trenton Ouellette just straight up take it from him?
Yeah, like we were talking about earlier, a lot can happen back there in that back area. There's so many changes. Transitioning to the tarmac from the dirt, and the dirt on the tarmac, making it pretty slick. So I think anything can pretty much happen, but yeah, we'll have to see how it plays out. A lot of action on the track.
Well, as we were just watching, I was waiting for that. Trenton Ouellette just came around in the corner, letting your brother by. Your brother back in second place.
Quite the battle for third now.
Third place is the battle going on. And we got the drivers, Cruz Worley, enjoying a great weekend of racing like her brother, is now putting the pressure to Trenton Ouellette. Trenton Ouellette again falling back. Wow. I'm wondering if Trenton, under the battle right now, is feeling the pressure and making the mistakes.
Yeah, a little bit of an over-rotation, I think, caused him to spin out in that turn. But, yeah, it's a tough racetrack, a lot of tough battles on here. Once you start applying that pressure, it can be it can be hard to keep it together, but it's not over yet. Still time, so we'll see what he can do.
Well, Trenton, definitely a strong competitor out there, knows how to negotiate this circuit. But, man, it's anybody's call. Or it makes me wonder, too, if he has a problem with the car.
Possibly.
Well, I don't know. He just screamed through turn one. Hit boy's in a hurry. Nah, he's just in it. He spun again in turn two. I don't know, man. I'm going to start leaning that there's probably an issue with the car. Maybe he's down an axle. And if you're squirrely like that, more than likely it's one of the rear axles.
Yeah, I think at this point, it's limping it to the finish and hoping for the best.
Well, there it is. Checkered flags fly. Or George Lamosis and Ryder Chapman. Got to be pretty, no matter what with the positions your brother's gotten this weekend. Top of the box yesterday, second place today in this race. Physically, yes. Because we don't know if George is amateur or pro, so we'll find out. But, man, even to finish physically second place right now, what a great weekend that boy is having.
Yeah, he's had a great weekend. I think overall throughout the weekend, this race has been one of my favorites to watch. Just watching all the talented drivers in here battling with each other back and forth and never knowing who's going to end up where. So, yeah, big congrats to all the drivers for putting on a great show.
Well, he's got one more race to suit up for and get in, and Ryder Chapman keep this winning streak alive for the whole weekend.
We'll have to find out, but I think I have faith.
I'm going to make a prediction. The crystal ball says. Sit tight. We're going to interview the drivers in a moment. Sit tight. Well, all right. Was that a race or what? Let's get the pros up here first. I need Cruz, Brian Farrell, and George Lamosis. Come on up here. Let's get the pros. Hey, watch yourself. Yep. Well, what a great battle this was. George, come on up here. Good to see you up here. And Brian Farrell and Cruz Worley, come on. Great camaraderie out there. It indeed was a great race. Great race to announce out there. Cruz, you got to be happy with this result. A lot of stuff going on out there when these classes are combined. You guys got to kind of deal with each other and see how it turns out. But, man, you got it done. Third place.
Yeah, it was a crazy race. First lap, there was chaos everywhere. Like, the track I knew was wet, but, like, second corner, I locked up the brakes, and next thing I know, I'm sideways. But it was just part of the race. I had to deal with it.
Yeah, and then it was great to announce that. I mean, it's unfortunate. It was an unfortunate event, but announce it as you guys come back strong, and indeed you guys did.
Yeah. Luckily, it didn't cause too much carnage, but I'm glad everyone got out of it somewhat okay.
All right, that's the kind of race interview I love to hear. Well, let's talk about the people that make your race program happen.
Big thanks to my dad, SDI, Polaris Razor, Reach Aileen, Vista Design, Sparco, IMG, and everyone else that helps me.
Well, all right, you better make some noise for this young man. Cruz really doing a great job here in the pro class. But Brian Farrell, you know, we saw the carnage happen there in turn 2 and collected a few people. But tell us what it was like from your seat.
Well, that was the first one. Then there was another one back in the chicane going up to the asphalt. Then I decided to just launch off the track. You know, I don't know. I was sitting on my head in the first portion of the race, but got back in there, had some fun with these guys. It's good to be the old man having a blast. It's nice when Van Beekum comes out too, because we're usually having to chase his old butt down. Right. But you know, it was fun. I'm stoked.
I agree, and you know, having Bobby Van Beekum out there, that is pretty fun out there in this pro. But man, these kids are pretty tough too.
Yeah, I can't stand this little guy. Every time Georgie comes out, he's on the podium, usually in the one spot. So he needs to just stay back in California.
Dang, there are no punches pulled on that one. Well, great job out there, second place. He had all the answers there. But let's talk about the people that make your race program happen.
FSP, Fabrication and Coatings, Simpson Racing, Method Race Wheels, TPR, Sneaky Side-by-Sides. He does an amazing job tuning, Frog Suspension. All my friends and family, my homie Brad that helped me all weekend, thank you.
All right, that is an interview right there. Brian Farrell, but George Lamoses, man, you're going to take that from that old man? You just put a hurt on it. Tell him, hey, man, I'll get you hurting again. No, good job. First place, man. It was great to watch. You just got out there in front, and it was your race.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say exactly it was my race. It was a lot of competition out there, pushing and shoving, lots of that. But you know what? It was pretty fun. Barely got here, mom and dad and my brothers. Lots of nights working on this car. Got it done last weekend. So yesterday we had some troubles. Today we figured them out, it looks like. So we'll just have to keep pushing on for the next core race.
Okay, I look forward to it. I look forward to announcing it. All right, let's talk about the people that make the race program happen.
Like I said, my mom and dad and my 2 little brothers, they've helped me out so much these past few weekends and nights. GSP helped us build the car. Estrada Precision Welding as well. Walker Evans, Trophy Bureau, CMS Motorsports, PEP Performance Tuning, Sparco for this awesome suit, Chip Hoyce, let's go over here, Pro Eagle, Method Race Wheels, Summer Brothers Racing, George Lamoses Racing, over here, Esslinger, JMR, Rugged Radios, and to anybody else that I didn't thank, and also to everybody watching, thank you. And yeah, to anybody else I didn't thank you.
Well, that's a great interview right there. George Lamoses, sure winner. You guys look at that camera, smile. With a great job here with the pros. But coming up next, we're going to have the amateurs here coming in. And I've loved this all weekend long, the duel of the riders. Ryder Van Beekum have a little bit of challenge out there. But Ryder Van Beekum still got it done in third place. Come on up here. The duel of the riders, so they're going to share it. Alex Young, though, in between them. And your winner, Ryder Chapman. Come on up here. You want to come up top? You sure? Come on, you got to represent R&R. Get on up here, Bobby. And you got to take his trophy back. So You know, you got to be pretty proud of this team, though. You've come out in full force, and R&R Steel showing that they are a competitor to be reckoned with.
Yeah, no, we got a great team. We're having the Chapmans and having our canoe, and then having and then having the riders. We got a really good team together with us with our 5 cars, and it's great to be able to have this team. We couldn't put it together without Matt Rhodes, and Matt Rhodes works 7 days a week half the time on these cars with us, and we got a couple guys that work hard. So we clearly, I don't think everyone realizes how much time gets put into these cars, but there's a lot. And then even Chapman, when he's half the days, he comes to the house. He works during the summer with us. So these guys, all these kids work hard. It's great to see them on top of the podium. They all work their butt off for it. These guys are not sitting at home playing video games.
Yeah.
So
You can't play video games, come out here and do this. Now, one thing that Mia Chapman was pointing out to me, the car he's driving in this class, that's your car.
yeah, he's driving my car. I brought my spare car in case because we bought a brand new car out this weekend, and we never even got to drive it. It literally came off the trailer from being built, came here, and we didn't know how it was going to run, and we barely made it. And unfortunately, we had oiling issues, which we didn't know we'd have or not. So, but hey, most of all, I got to thank the Lord Jesus Christ for us being us here, and thank Him for keeping everybody safe. We have nobody hurt so far this weekend. Let's just keep it running the rest of the way, and thank you guys for coming.
All right, Bobby Van Beekum, everybody. I almost said brother. His son, rather, with third place, but had to be towed back to the pit. All right, Alex Young, let's talk about it. You've got to be enjoying your weekend of racing. 2 races, 2 podiums. You're the odd car out there. You're the only Arctic Cat out there. You got to be pretty impressed with your performance for the whole weekend.
I'm having a blast this weekend.
I mean, you get a race, you come out here, and 2 races, 2 podiums. I think that's a great job of racing.
It is. I was just trying to keep it clean this race. I saw what happened yesterday. Try to stay out of the carnage. Try to finish with the car and keep it on 2 wheels.
Don't you think that's a smart move? Look at this. You made it to the podium with that strategy.
And that's it.
All right, perfect. I love hearing that. Alex, let's talk about the people that make your race program happen.
I gotta give a huge thanks to my shock tuner, Todd Sandberg, STO Suspension. He's got this car dialed in. It's on rails. Speedworks, rugged radios, raceline wheels, Bud lubricants, Hypergo springs, and Core putting on an awesome event once again.
Well, we love having you, Alex Young. Everybody, second place, being smart. But the man of the hour right now, just in Bobby's car. Dude, what's going on this weekend? You're just on fire, keeping the cars together, and you're coming out victorious every time.
Yeah, this weekend's going good. I'm hoping to keep the streak going into the turbo car this next race. This weekend, just no issues at all. We got some stuff figuring out during qualifying yesterday and haven't had any issues since. It's just been a blast. There's more people coming out here. Core, just seeing the series grow, it's really nice having like an actual field of more than 5 cars on there. So it's nice competing with more than just a little field of cars.
Well, I mean, and you were right there behind the pros, and yesterday you were the man victorious, beating the pros. You might want to talk to Bobby that, hey, Bobby, I like this car. I want to race it.
No, that's all Bob's. I've had plenty of fun in this car this week, and the car has been an absolute rocket ship. It goes wherever I want it to, and it's just spot on. We've changed a belt on it, and that's it.
Wow, that's amazing to hear, Bobby. That means you got high expectations in that car now. All right, well, let's talk about the people you want to say thank you to.
I want to say thank you to my mom, my dad, R&R Steel, E2R Shocks, and Muzzies, and then RFC for coming out here. They haven't been out here in a while, and it's really nice seeing them back out here. Makes off-road track feel like an actual off-road track now. So
it was incredible to see them yesterday, indeed. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
All right, there it is. Let me get out of the way. Bobby, get up there and take a picture for your son. Uh-oh. Oh, there he is. That's right. That's right. Get the right guy out there. Get the right Van Beekum. The correct Van Beekum. And, hey, Ryder Chapman, I got somebody that might want to say a few things to you. Mia Chapman, you got to be pretty proud of your brother right now up on that podium, that top spot.
Yeah, no, super proud. It's definitely awesome to see both of the riders up there. I watched them grow up when they were little from the 170s, now into the bigger classes into this. So, yeah, big congrats to them. It's awesome to see them out here absolutely killing it.
I can't wait to see these boys in the pro class.
Me as well.
All right, we got a few more races for the weekend, and that is going to do it for this Core Racing. 23 racers coming up in the next race. This is going to be absolute mayhem. I absolutely love that car. All right, we've been talking about these classes. They're just getting faster as the day goes on. Let's go to the schedule. Where's our schedule? Oh!
What's one of the numbers or names? No one
Well, all right. Mia Chapman, we got it. The Youth Naturally Aspirated Open class. We have 9 cars in this race. On the pole position, the 1032 car of Nolan Bishop, Jesse Jackson, and the Y19. Brian Willett, we've seen him all weekend long in the 951. Cameron Leeming out there in the 1866. Jackson, do you remember how to say it?
How to geese.
Yes! You got it perfect. Mason Cotter out there in the 610. And Mark Queen been kind of out of the picture all weekend long. Mark Queen normally up here running with the top. And Carson Greco, very tough to be reckoned with. And Chase Crawford will end off in these 9 cars for this race. This promises to be a great race as well. Mark Queen has been on top of this podium before.
Yeah, definitely a top runner in this class of fast kids. So yeah, we'll see how this one shakes up too. This is also usually a pretty good race, and they put on a pretty good show.
Indeed they do. Mason Cotter, the one to watch here, having problems all weekend long in that car. Power steering, 4-wheel drive. Hopefully he's get it together and we can see Mason Cotter on top of the box. It's going green. Mark Queen on the inside of this race. I mean, Nolan Bishop rather, and you can already see the Cotter car making moves. Cameron Leeming and Mason Cotter rubbing wheels down the back straightaway. And there it is, Mason Cotter already up to second place. A little bit of bumping coming into turn 5. And there's that expression, Rubbin's racing. So Nolan Bishop doing a great job still being out front. But Nolan Bishop is about to have his hands full with the number 610 of Mason Cotter. And you've been talking about him all weekend long. You said some great things. Carson Greco now moving up to third. And there's that 951 car that I love to talk about. You know, we were, again, to address talking about other racers, Brian Willett, 951, I am definitely a fan of. I don't know what it is. The first time I came out here and started announcing with Court, Brian just, he got my attention, and man, oh man, I've just been watching him ever since. And I mean, I find myself being a fan. I mean, I don't even know him, anything about him personally. I get to talk to him on the podium, but I get to talk to him on the podium quite a bit.
Definitely, yeah. It's been awesome to see him battle with third place and try to secure that. You know, with him and Carson Greco have been battling it out so far, and he catches him down here. So we'll see how it shakes up. But yeah, awesome job to him.
I agree, and I just, you know, I don't think you wake up and have somebody that becomes one of your favorite racers or you become a fan of them. I think they do what they do, and you see it. You're going, that's cool. That's awesome. Great pass. Look at that, right to the inside. You know, for Brian Willett to be putting a wheel in on Carson Greco, that man's a good racer because they're right now bumper to bumper, and we already know Carson Greco has the speed. You know, if Mason Cotter is gaining ground on Nolan Bishop, it's still very minor. It would appear that Mason Cotter does have the speed, and he is bridging the gap now as they go down the back straightaway. Brian Willett now, though, around Carson Greco. And Cameron Leeming now in for that race for third place rather. And Brian Willett, my man, top 3. Look at his style. I just love the lines he chooses. Brian saying that's a brand new car for this race, and man, very proud of you, Sir Brian Willett. You know, we've been talking about it all weekend, me and Chapman, but man, I do believe the heat really plays into this because we're sitting up here, we have the fan blowing, but we're dealing with ambient heat. We're dealing with it just staying here motionless. But out there in those cars, there are no windscreens in these cars. It's just like a huge blow dryer of heat. The faster these cars go, they'll reach, I don't know, what do you say, 50, 55 miles an hour down that back straightaway. And that's just got to be like just one big blow dryer blowing right in your face, getting you really hot.
Definitely, yeah. The heat can definitely be physically hot in those cars and running during the race. And even on the actual race cars, I've seen a couple guys have their belt temps get up pretty high. So that can factor in there as well. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of things that can change. And we talk about these, and that's definitely one of them right there. I mean, every little thing in racing that can, and look at this, Mason Cotter already right on the bumper of Nolan Bishop now, but every little thing that happens in temperature and track changes and evaporation of the water and the dust and dealing with it, it changes minutely. But it does change how you have to drive. And there you go, Mason Cotter with a pass on Nolan Bishop coming out of turn 2. Tough break for the number 149 car. That is Jackson Howdegate. And Jackson Howdegate looking like that car in limp mode or just going pretty slow. And there it is, the competition yellow. He had to work for it out front, though. Mason Cotter had to come all the way from 6th position. But he was able to pull it off and find his way to the front before the competition yellow. You know, me and Chapman, I'll say this, and I hope it doesn't fall upon deaf ears, but I hope it gets to the right people through the right channels at the right time. But you know, I've worked for a lot of organizations in off-road racing, and you know, I feel like this one spoils us. Yeah, definitely. Some awesome people that work here, an awesome race series. It's just so much fun hanging out here, calling races, watching the races, and getting to talk to everybody. Kind of has that family feel.
It really does. You know, I was able to sit and talk with Jen Banta last night, you know, and really get to know her, which I felt of all the people here at the racing, that's our new family with Core, that I've got to know them. But the reality is, man, we're just now peeling back the, you know, peeling back the layers, you know, and start knowing each other. Jason was the other day asking me a question, and I said, da-da-da. He said, well, don't lie to me. I said, oh, dude, I'm not going to lie to you. I said, no way. I said, if we're going to have this kind of relationship, I'll never lie. In other words, you know what I mean? If we're going to be trusting each other. And, I don't lie anyhow. And, everybody says, that's a bunch of BS, you lie. Well, hold on. You know why I don't lie? This is going to surprise you. I can literally look you in the face and tell you I don't lie. You know why? Because I can't remember them. You know what I can remember? The truth. You know what I mean? So I tell people, I said, I forget too much to lie. So I just go with it. You're going to hate me, but I'm going with it. All right. So, yes, I agree. So apparently my boy had some issues there. It looked like he had to get in the hot pit. Now he's in a big hurry. If I was him, I would have just cut the track right there. Oh. Oh, Brian Willett.
That is going to be a lot of track to make up, so hopefully he can get back up to the back of the field before we go green.
Oh, too many corners to negotiate. Oh, that's a heartache. I'm a big fan, man. Brian Willett, I will be a fan of yours the entire time here in corner racing, so I just like the man's style, man. Great guy. But back up front right now, let's not take it from the man of the hour in this race, Mason Cotter. In that green car, I had to come all the way from 6th place, work his way all the way, threaded through the half of them, down the back straightaway on the first lap. But his last one he had to work out was Nolan Bishop. And now Nolan Bishop has a chance to regain that, but he's going to have to work for it because you know dang well Mason Cotter is not going to hand it to you on a silver platter. It's great to watch the race here at Race Command here on our monitor, so that way we can see what you guys see out there live. For example, that shot right there, Nolan Bishop chasing down or keeping within striking distance of Mason Cotter. And there it is. That's the advantage they have in the drone right there. And you never realize how tight that is coming out of turn 3, but that's the tightest it's ever been. And that's actually where you had your problems yesterday as well.
Sorry.
Don't do that again. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I've been trying to figure that out too, but it's not feedback from the system. That's weird. I think it took me all weekend to get the system dialed in, but I think I got it down there. Oh, a great shot of the blue groove there coming in to turn 2 right there. You can't see it from here, but man, you really saw it from the overhead drone footage that Tyler's got. You can really see it there as well. Makes me want to have one of those circle things that I can freeze the frame. That's next. Glenn, I need an editor. I'm wondering if there's software like that. Get a touch screen. I bet there is. I love watching when the car's set up in this angle. You can actually see how much tire action there is to keeping the car in its drift. you actually do turn into it, but you actually got to keep it rotating. So it's neat to see the tires and the way that they're going to, that they're moving the wheel. See, just kind of kick it out there a little bit and follow it around. It's things you kind of just naturally do as a driver, but being outside the car like that in the drone, you're really going to see what the car is doing. So that's pretty exciting. Well, there it is, checkered flags for Mason Cotter. Nolan Bishop, second place. Oh, no. All right. All right, that's fine. We'll interview him, then unacceptable. He's got the next race.
Not very next. We have that's what he did. We have events and SR1s going right now. Okay. That's what they said. Okay. I just delivered events.
Well, what a great race these guys put on today in this NA Open class. Mason Cotter, he had to hurry up and get back to the pits, so we will not be interviewing. Can you guys come on up, though? We will definitely interview you two. That is some great sportsmanship right there. Great to see you finally for the weekend. But man, that was a great race. A lot of things happening out there. You held your line. You did it right. And I didn't really see any mistakes from you.
No, I was just, once the restart happened, I just had a bit of a lead and had to keep it clean from there.
I think you did a great job. It was interesting to announce that race, and you were able to get it in third place. That was you still had to battle it out and drive your race.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about the people that make your race program happen.
My mom and dad, XCC Power Products, GBC Tires, DRT Motorsports, Queen Racing, Rugged Radios, Sandcraft RCR, Bikeman Performance, and everyone else. Thank you.
That is the way to do an interview. Cameron Levy, you know I love you out here. Third place, and got it done. But, man, I announced it as because Mason has to start way back in the back in sixth place. You better run your race because he's coming, and you had to feel the pressure at some point.
Yeah, I felt a little bit of pressure just driving my race. I had the tires for the first half, so the second half it wasn't the best, but we still had a great battle, and it was a fun racing.
I agree, man, and you definitely have the speed there, and you got the skill to get it done, but it was just exciting to watch race, and you did a great job out there.
Yeah, for sure. It was a great race, and we'll be coming in December.
All right, I love it. You see that? That's what's up. I'm still coming in December. Well, that's a great job. Where are you from?
Apple Valley, Cal.
That's what I figured. You're a Cali boy, so am I. Born and raised, but now I'm an Arizonian. All right, well, that's enough about me. Let's talk about your race program. Who makes it happen for you?
God, thanks God for keeping me safe. Victory Heat and Air, Oliver G Racing, Braden Baker, Rivershore Motorsports, TPR, Bikeman, Valor Wheels, Hoosier Tire, Jaden Gerber, Sneaky, TPR, my mom, my dad, and everybody else that helps. So thank you.
I don't think he forgot one of them out there. He got that down pat. Congratulations, we're lucky to have you here.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let me get out the way. Mason had to get back in the pit, so that is your podium for this open class right now. But Mia Chapman, we've got some big races coming up next. 23 racers in this next one. All right, I think the vets are next. The vets are next. You know all about the vets. No. I don't think I've ever got you on the microphone.
No.
Not ever.
No.
Not ever.
No.
Now I did.
Yep.
See, I knew how to get a no. Can I get a no and a yes out of you?
Yes.
I actually get an interview out of you.
Yep.
Yeah, right back to the yeps and no's. The SR1s and the vets, or no, just the vets out there? I just heard from Jason that they're going to have their own race, I do believe. What do you guys think about the SR1? So you guys ever think you guys could race an SR1?
No.
Why not?
I think I could. I think I'm a good enough racer to do that.
Okay, I like your style. And so you should have that confidence. And the difference between the cars you guys currently drive now, you guys have a CVT, constant velocity transmission. So when you guys put the gas down, the higher the RPMs of the engine goes, the more traction you have in the clutch. It's a belt. So the two clutch cones squeeze together and you get more traction. But in an SR1, they have a street motorcycle engine in them, and you actually have to shift them, and they actually do have a clutch. So you have to operate the clutch, you have to shift gears. But the good thing is once the car is moving forward, it's a sequential transmission, so you can just bang through the gears. But I think you're right, and that's what I'm saying. Now, regardless of where your skills are at right now, what I'm asking you is, they are definitely one of the fastest cars on the track for this weekend. Do you see yourself capable or able to do an SR1 in the future?
Yes, I think I would. After 170 classes, all of them, I will be racing restrictor RS1, so I think once I get used to those, I would be able to race in SR1.
All right, very good. Now, the RS1s that you just brought up, Mia Chapman and I were talking about them earlier, and maybe you can help us with this one. I just heard that the SR1s, they don't make them anymore. Is that true?
I do not know.
Okay. I was hoping you knew just a little bit more about them than I do. Now, what is enticing about the RS1s that you want to race those instead of a normal two-seater?
I do not know. They sound like they're faster and more fun to race, and I'm getting really used to doing two-seaters, and once I switch to RS1, I'll have to get used to that. It won't be normal occasion for me because I'm never really in the middle driving.
Right.
So it'd be weird.
All right, that's okay. And Cooper, what's your input on that?
I think it would be scary for RS1 because it's more easier to flip.
Okay. We were talking about the differences in the center of gravity and the balance point. So you're saying you think that the narrower chassis and then maybe the taller cage makes it a little easier to flip?
Yeah, and it's one seat, and it's a little easier to flip in a one-seater.
I'm wondering if we could make, because now that you do bring that up, I'm wondering if we could make the RS1 a little shorter, like I'm saying a cross between like the SR1 and the RS1. Wouldn't that be a great cross? A little bit narrow, probably about 6 to 8 inches shorter than the normal Polaris. So maybe that's something we could design or change the design of the RS1.
Yep.
All right, very good. Well, let's get back to racing, or let's take a break. But one more thing, who do you want to say thank you to for this weekend?
My mom, my dad, everyone, my sponsors, everyone that came to watch.
All right, and you understand the significance of that, right? Like, in other words, not just going through the list, but you got to be really thankful for the people that make racing happen for you, I hope.
Yes.
Cooper, what about you?
Really
Oh, go ahead.
thankful. And I feel like I'd be calm if I flipped in RS1 because I've already flipped before.
Oh, no.
And let's hope Mason Cotter and Carson Greco gets on the podium.
All right, very good. I like to hear it. Hand that microphone back to Mia Chapman. We got a race coming up. And look at that, Mia Chapman. Look at those 4 cars out there on that track. Now, what's beautiful about that, 2 of those 4 cars both had engine problems for the weekend. Scott Webster blew his engine yesterday, or day before yesterday. They were able to get it back together. He blew it yesterday, barely able to get it back together for the race. He got it together. When the craziest thing at the end of that race, Charles Etheridge motor blew, they had to put one in his car to make this race.
Yeah, a pretty wild way to end that race yesterday, but they were so much fun to watch, so I'm definitely looking forward to watching them today and seeing how everybody does.
Man, I have to agree with you. And one thing I did notice that is different for the starting today, if we're going to run them up front. I think that is a smart thing to do.
I would have to agree, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the turbo cars that you see behind them, I do know that they are fast, and I do know that they're capable of staying up with the SR1s. However, let the SR1s have that. Let them eat up front, and if the other cars can get into the SR1s, then that's okay. That means you better pick up your game, SR1s, because you're supposed to be the big dog on the block. I saw that. I sure do. I'll be right over there, so hold on. I'll come over there during the... Kilgore or Miss Weller? Man, you know, that is something to say. You know, Corey Weller, she absolutely, I am a fan of hers. But, you know, I'm a fan of hers on the same reason I'm a fan of yours. You know, I've got to know the Wellers. I've been able to hang out with the Wellers. They actually came and saw me once. They took a time out. It was a Cinco de Mayo. I was working out there in Santan, and they actually took the time, came out and hung out with me. They've called me for the parties that they've had. They, you know, I consider the Wellers and everybody over there, the Weller crew, you know, my friends, and it's amazing. So yes, I am a fan of Corey's, absolutely, but I love being her friend and being able to talk to her candidly, just like I do you, and absolutely. Now, as far as the racer goes, man, whether I'm a fan of hers or not, if we were just talking statistics, Corey Weller has won so many races. It's unbelievable how many races Corey Weller has won. I mean, it's like, you know, I've literally said, and I'll say it, I undeniably, I'm the first to say it. I do believe Corey Weller is the winningest off-road racer in short course racing history. So, Glenn, talk to me about Ricky Craw.
I just found out that his Craw's dad.
Oh, right on.
His dad, he joined the night class.
Wow. All right. So Ricky Craw out here is racing, and we put him in. We actually had to write Ricky Craw in here. That's the dad to Cone Craw. So that's pretty awesome. So out here in the vet class, and I'm assuming that Ricky is running his son's car.
Yeah, we'll have to see as they come around here, but that is awesome.
All right, Brandon Kilgore in the SR1s, Corey Weller right next to him, Scott Webster and Charles Etheridge waiting for the green flag. But right behind him, A.J. Berg, Terry McBroom, Michael Addison, and then Keith Riccatelli, Thomas Bach, and Ricky Craw. So is Ricky going to blister a pace, or is it just going to be, I'm out here to have a good time? We'll find out. But right now the SR1's taking them into the first of the ski jumps. And now into turn 3. Repeat of yesterday. Brandon Kilgore out front. The race, I think, in the SR1 is going to be between the old man and Charles Etheridge. They both were matching speeds yesterday up until Charles Etheridge engine let go right here on the front straightaway. But here we go. So I do anticipate the SR1 staying tight just like they are right now. And both Charles and Scott Webster with engines that are just hope they stay together. But here we go. The race is between Corey Kilgore, Brandon Kilgore going way wide. Corey Weller trying to close the door. Now, I can almost bet you that Brandon Kilgore was expecting Corey Weller to do that. So another thing that we were right in the middle, we were talking about Corey Weller, regardless again of what I think personally of her, if I just came here and started announcing, I would say that was one great move right there.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree. You know, Rubbin's racing, and I think it was kept pretty clean, at least for our advantage view. So, yeah, I think the battle up front right now between her and second place is one to watch.
Well, hey, in motocross, they actually have a name for that. It's called a block pass. You actually drive in front of the rider. I'm not saying it's clean or even morally good, but it's effective, and that is a technique.
Definitely, yeah. I think we see it used quite a bit during these classes here, so yeah, nothing new.
Well, you know, what it does do right now is both Corey and Brandon, you know, they've known each other. They've raced for years. Same thing with Scott Webster. He knows how they race. And what's going to happen here is Brandon Kilgore now is going to have to switch from his his natural driving abilities, and he's going to have to put together a strategy on how he's going to get around Corey Weller. I know Brandon Kilgore knows her lines, knows what she's going to do, knows if she's going to go wide. So Brandon Kilgore has to watch the rear end of that car and know when to make his move. But also now here in the Vet 40 class, out front of that one is McBroom, Terry McBroom in the 915 car. And Ricky Craw, what a great job. Ricky Craw, the 7, finding himself in second place. But the race right now, we've been waiting for this moment, the SR1s and their triumphant return to Firebird International Raceway. That me and Chapman, we haven't talked a lot about the sponsors, so let's talk right now. Jones Ford Jeep Ram out of Wickenburg, Arizona. You guys, it's worth the trip to go up there. They have supplied this beautiful TRX Ram truck out of there, and that thing's amazing for our pace truck. So make sure if you guys are looking for a new vehicle, either a new Jeep, new Ford, or new Ram, make the drive out to Jones Wickenburg. Right there off the main highway, you pass it every time if you're heading out to Las Vegas or Kingman or anyone out there. But stop by and see if Jones Ford's got the vehicle you need. I actually, in my F-150, burnt the clutch out going through Wickenburg and parked right in front of Jones Ford. And they had the parts that I need. They had the clutch that I needed. And I put my clutch in my F-150 in their parking lot. Like, I pulled the transmission out, put it on my chest, put the disc in, put it back in, stabbed it, and carried on. All by myself. It's pretty crazy. A great view there. Brandon Kilgore now got around Corey Weller, as I told you. He's going to have to get his strategy, but Corey Weller is not just going to let Kilgore by like that and not give up a fight. I wonder if the new car has a name. Because, as you know, the infamous Honey Badger, I mean, that car is synonymous with the SR1 class. I wonder if this new car has a name. So, all right. Terry McBroom looking great out there. And indeed is right ahead of Ricky Craw. So Ricky Craw is saying, hey, I'm not just the dad out here in the pit. I can race.
Yeah, he's knocking on that back door too. He gets really close. So yeah, an awesome battle between those two. We'll have to see how it turns out.
I wonder if Ricky's gonna get out of the car, hand it back to his kid, and say, there, that's how you gotta race it. Has your dad ever drove one of your guys' cars?
Test drive, yeah, not competitively.
And now, if I remember correctly, your dad was a racer at one time too, is that right? Yeah. Wow. Well, there it is, the competition yellow. So the Jones Ford Jeep Ram Dodge Chrysler TRX comes out and will lead this back to the start line for this competition yellow. And while we are doing this competition yellow, let's take the time to mention some more of the sponsors. HMD Race Racing out of Tempe, Arizona, supplying all the graphics that we have out here at Core. HMD, a great sponsor that we've had out here since I've been with Core at the beginning of the year. R&R Steel, Bobby Van Beekum. You still got the fan, right? All right, just making sure. We got to have the fan here. All right. As I was saying, HMD graphics, they can do graphics on your car. They can do graphics on your motorcycle even. But any of your graphics needs, go check them out. HMD right here in Tempe, Arizona. And let's also not forget about another sponsor we have out here, Cactus Splash Pools. You got to get Cactus Splash, man. Wintertime's coming. Winterize your pool. Give them a call. They said bring on the splash at Cactus Splash. Mia Chapman, what an eventful race out here. Corey Weller and Brandon Kilgore are putting on the race of the weekend here in the SR1 class. Yesterday we saw that their times, oddly enough, were comparable to the fast turbo cars, and we had them in the turbo class. So today, as per a suggestion from a race fan, we were able to get the SR1 class here and mix with the vet turbo class, and I think that was a good move.
Definitely, yeah. It seems to be running a lot more smoothly and less hectic and chaotic as it was yesterday. Kind of seems like they're all staying within their own class, so yeah, I would definitely have to agree.
And I think another move, a good move here, was Core to put the SR1s ahead of the other class, because then that allows them to continue to compete in their respective classes and not really dice it up with each other. I would imagine that even if you were slower than any of the 4 SR1 cars here, I mean, but it's proven that Charles Etheridge, very fast. Scott Webster, we know he's a vet, and he's fast. And Brandon Kilgore, just very successful in SR1 racing. He's been a name to be reckoned with. And, you know, we've always said it, Corey Weller and Jason Weller, we pretty much know this is their class. They brought it to fruition, and it's their class. But Brandon Kilgore taking the queen of it to school right now. And Brandon Kilgore with a great start. None of them jumped. They wait for that green flag. That is a true professional class right there. So look who's out front though in the vets. Ricky Craw out front, got around Terry McBroom.
That's a switch up I was talking about. I was waiting for it.
All right, so one question we've been talking about all day, we've talked about the RS1s, single-seater Polaris, but I got to ask you, man, 2 of the major side-by-sides, what, if I was going to get into racing, which one would I choose and why? What manufacturer would I choose in side-by-side? What do you drive?
Well, I might be a little biased.
Sure.
I run a Can-Am, and I absolutely love it. It's my favorite car I've had so far. So, yeah, I'd have to go with that.
Right on. I mean, that's what I want to know. I mean, the Can-Am, I mean, we know that all of the manufacturers from Polaris, Can-Am, we even see an Arctic Cat out here, an older Arctic Cat out here. Yamaha has one. There used to be more Yamahas than there are now. In fact, I haven't seen one Yamaha this weekend, but having the shifting transmission. But in desert racing, I know if I was ever going to go race a side-by-side, I would choose the Kawasaki TRX. And that's just because Carson Wernemont raced an entire season on one belt. So here we go, back to racing. Brandon Kilgore out front of the SR1. And Corey Weller trying to get onto the inside there. And I think Corey might have a little more left in her. She's not just going to let Brandon Kilgore have this. Makes me want to sit back and watch the race and not announce it. It's so amazing. All right, but also out here, look at that. Man, that 15 car like it's on rails. Oh, Scott Webster, what are you doing? Hey, Scott, I love you, but you deserved that one. What the heck? What happened? I know Scott Webster, and I guarantee there was no malice in that one. I don't think Scott intended on bumping Ricky Craw. Hey, Scott, you can't park there. I'm glad somebody got that one. White flag flies for this field of two classes together. Brandon Kilgore, though, just took Corey Weller to school again for day number 2. Corey Weller still got some pepper in her. Things are getting spicy.
I was going to say, I don't think Corey's giving it to him very easy, though.
No way. I think at this point, Corey is pulling out everything she knows how to do around this circuit. And I just have to say, Brandon Kilgore, I think you are the driver today. Great job. And, by the way that you see these two finish within a few cars of each other, that tells you they are very equal in skill and performance. But here we go. Down the front straightaway, it once again for the second day in a row. Brandon Kilgore in the SR1. Corey Weller right in second place. Phenomenal race. Two Warriors doing a great job. And in third place, the SR1, Charles Etheridge. And let's see, did Terry McBroom get around Ricky Craw, or did Ricky hold on? Here we go, checkered flag for Ricky Craw. And Terry McBroom doing a great job at 9:15, and the 169 car of Michael Anderson. Well, me and Chapman, man, I'll tell you what, I'm starting to get exhausted. There's been some great races here today. And you can see the Weller crew pretty happy with that. And everybody's safe in the SR1 class. And man, hey, if you're out there and you're watching live and you have an SR1, be vocal. Come out here. Contact Jason Weller. Contact Core. Let's make SR1 great again. Hey, Jason Weller. Yeah, I know you can. Jason Weller, take your headset off. We need hats. Jason Weller, take your headset off. Or tell Jason we need hats that say make SR1 great again. All right. Well. Uh-oh. Charles Etheridge down there with transmission problems. Let's go down. I'm going to talk to him. Marnie, besides that, I like visiting Marnie. That's all right, I'm coming. Ricky Craw, Terry McBroom, and Michael Anderson. Oh, this is the Vet Pro. Yeah, or Vet Turbo rather. Vet Turbo. Do them first.
Vet Turbo first.
Yep. Who you got up here?
I was doing the SR1.
That's all right. Sensor here. Then we can move out of the way. All right, guys, come on. All right, you guys, come on up here. Michael Anderson, Terry McBroom, you know you, and Ricky Craw. Well, take it. Take it. Anderson, take your time here. I'll start the interview on the second place, and we'll come back to you. But come on down, Mike.
He's coming right here.
I know. That's all right. That's all right. Take your time. That's all right. We're not in too big of a hurry. I can start it off here right now. Terry McBroom, man, you had your hands full. You got Ricky Craw. He was pretty good.
Yeah. How old is that guy?
Yeah. You can't use that excuse. I don't care. You can't use that excuse with me. I know you're fast.
Racing. That was good racing.
It was good racing. You actually did a great job. You were able to hold him off there for a bit. He just had a little more turn for you.
I'm hard hearing. So
that's all right. I know it. He had a little more turn for you. A little more in it.
Yeah.
Great job. Well, I'll tell you, Terry, I'll just get right to it. Who do you want to say thank you to for this race?
I want to thank the good Lord for getting me through the day. I want to thank all my sponsors, Apex Trucking and Cattle Company, Metro Traffic Control, Oza Contracting, my wife, my friend Daryl, and all my friends.
All right, Terry McBroom, that is an awesome way to do it. Congratulations to you. Did I mess it up still? I might mess it up every now and again. That's all right. We'll get it straight. Well, Michael, hold on. Stay up there, Terry. You got to get the right trophies. Great race out here. I mean, put it down. Ricky Craw had some great moves out there. I heard that he's the father. And, hey, it's all right.
Like he's about 20 years old, too.
Hey, this would be the class I'd be racing if I was out here. So would you guys say that about me? No.
No.
Yeah. All right. Good job, Well, great race. Take us to it.
Well, at first he felt a little mud on me, and I didn't have many tear-offs because there's no one out here selling any.
Oh, no.
But other than that, it was the track's awesome. Then one of those SR1s spun out eventually towards the end, and we got around him. But it was great. I dusted my car off last night. I haven't raced in a year. In fact, I had to get oil from him. I didn't even change the shit.
No way.
So anyhow, things are not bad.
All right. Well, I mean, back to racing. It's got to be a lot of fun here if you're returning to racing.
Yeah, don't get rid of the old man class. Otherwise, I'm done.
All right, we're not going to get rid of it. Do you hear that? All right, deal. We're not going to get rid of the old man class. I like it. Who knows? You might have just found a new competitor for this old man class.
Oh, yeah, the more that, a few years back, we got lots of guys, and they're either dead or retired. I don't know what happened, but I'd like to get a bunch of these dads out here. There's a whole bunch out here that work on their kids' cars all day. They just go buy another car and work on your own.
Or just have the right size seat and climb in your kid's car. Is that what you did? I figured. All right, I figured it.
His kid must be big.
Oh, yeah. What are you talking about? I was gonna say. All right, who do you want to say thank you to, Michael? Who do you want to say thank you to?
My girlfriend, Katie. First race she's ever been to. So.
What do you think, Katie? She loves it.
And then Beeline Excavating. That's about it.
All right. Well, we're great to have you out here. I'll tell you what. I'll make the suggestion to Corey. Make sure we have the old man class.
Thank you.
All right, but right now, the man of the hour, we actually had to pencil you in, and he came and said that you were Pops. How do you feel, man, and what made you get in here at the last second?
It feels good. It was different from the sidelines to actually driving. I guess I got tired of just sitting on the sidelines watching him, so I had to show him how to do it.
You hear that, kid? You're done. No, I'm just kidding. Let me ask you this. Do you have any racing experience, or did you just come out here and run with these guys? Is this your first race?
Yep, first ever.
No way.
Yep.
Was it pretty much Glenn that talked you into it, or who talked you into racing today?
Chris Leeming put a post out that said, "Bring the dads on," so I'm out here, but he's not. So,
and that I gotta look around. That sounds exactly like Chris. You know what I mean?
There's money involved too, wasn't there?
Yeah. Hey, Chris, you're paying the purse. All right. Well, I'll tell you. Congratulations, man. Good job. You did drive. You drove like a pro. And I even said it. I'll even let you off the hook because I said it. Go back and watch it. I said, oh, man, what are you going to do with kids? Pop's taking over the kid's car now. It's done. All right. Well, who do you want to say thank you to?
My wife, my dad, my family, and friends that came out and supported us. You know, they come out to every race, so really them. And from a sponsorship, I don't really have much, but Queen Racing does a lot for us, gives us the power to go do what we did, so I appreciate that.
All right, well, you guys did a great job. Maybe get out here. I got to get the SR1s up here. I can hear our next race coming up. But congratulations for the 40 Turbo class. Good job, gentlemen. Well, right now, let's get this class up here. Brandon Kilgore on top of this box for the second day in a row after returning the triumphant return. And Charles Etheridge, man, I want to meet this guy. Oh, is that how it happened? Turbo this? All right. We're playing musical, magical. Doop, 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 doop. I don't know. So that would mean Ricky was a turbo car and the others were NA. Come on, guys. Yeah. All right, this one is just cut and dry. These are the SR1s. So Charles Etheridge, going up there. We'll hand them to you when you guys get up there. Let's get the interviews going. They'll get them for you. There you go. Rally, our new trophy. I was gonna say trophy girl, but that wouldn't work with Rally. All right, man, Charles. Been watching you all weekend. Went up and smoked yesterday. You guys were able to get a new engine in the car, and tell us the story about that.
Well, we drove it hard as I could yesterday, and I did better than I expected. But I mean, right there, coming off that asphalt, got in the bottom of the dirt, and I actually thought I had something on the cord there. I said, I'm fixing to hit second. And anyway, pissed her off. But anyway, right up the dirt hill, man, just boom, and it just tap, 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 and that was it. I coasted up the hill, across the tabletop, and down the other end. And zoom, and Scott zoom, and I'm like, well, there it went. But it
looks like you were crop dusting.
So, yes, sir. So last night, we found an engine. Nick Petrick, thank him so much. We went and got an engine, found a bad bearing in it. Jason quick jumps in the truck and goes and finds another engine. So anyhow, we finally got a good engine in the car at what, 1:30, maybe 1 o'clock. We just
two engines. Okay, keep going.
One failed engine I blew up. The second engine just had, I guess, a bearing maybe we overlooked. It was bad. So we never put it in the car.
What an experience. Where are you from?
Georgia.
No, you're kidding. No, I'm kidding.
How can you tell?
Do you still live there and you made the drive all the way out here?
Yes, sir. 1,994 miles.
That is a long way. Have you been SR1 racing for a while?
This is my 4th or 5th weekend racing SR1.
Well, man, you looked great. You got that car down. Looks like you're a SR1 regular now.
Well, I got some good pointers from some good people.
Man, they're all right. You know, they raced. That's only his second race, so you know it's all right.
He said he was new. He just started. So anyway,
Yeah, he's fast, and it looked great to have you up there.
It's a great class. I mean, the Whalers pitched in, Kilgore pitched, everybody. I mean, you should have saw us yesterday on Scott's car. It was unbelievable. We had 3 sets of tools. Everybody got their tools back. I mean, stuff's flying everywhere. But it works. I mean, it just works. And then I blew mine, and everybody's like, well, here we go again. But
I heard you were the busy bee over there all weekend putting engines in SR1s.
A little bit, but we all pitched in. So
very good. Well, let's get to the people you want to say thank you to.
Good grief. Jason, Corey, Kilgore, Scott, Susie, some of the best damn chili I ever eat. Where's she at? That was
you ain't kidding.
Man, please. But everybody, I mean, my wife, Nate, Nick, Tim, good grief. My friends back home, I mean, it takes a lot of people. And Dave Griffin, if you're watching, hold her down at the shop, son.
Oh, if they're watching, they can watch it right there. All right, well, there you have it, man. I got to get going to the next test. I am glad to meet you, my friend, and welcome to the SR1 class. But this young lady right here, Corey Weller, you guys, I mean, you know when you race, and I was telling it you'll see it on the live track. I said, these two know each other. They know the lines. He knows what line you're going to take, when you're going to brake, when you're going to accelerate. You, the same thing. You've raced with him for so long, and you guys were right there with each other at the end.
That was really fun today because we could see. So thank you so much for working on the track. It was amazing today. No dust. So yeah, so we could actually focus on driving, which we have to with these cars. So super fun race. Really fun battling Brandon. You know, I try to put pressure. He doesn't make very many mistakes, and it seems like if he does, I do right then too. So it's like I can't really capitalize on it because I'm trying to gather my car back up. But very fun race. I'm very excited to come out in December. I got some things to work on. I got some ideas. So yeah, I'm very, very excited. big thanks to my guys for coming out here. We didn't have to do too much to my car, thankfully.
The only SR1, right?
No, his is pretty good too. So, but the guys, I mean, they, like I said, they worked on everybody's car, but they help us get here. They stay out here all weekend. They don't have to be out here, and they are. Jeff for feeding us all weekend, and like I said, our guys for just being there with us and always having support and helping watch the cars and helping everybody else. And you guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Core, for allowing us to come out and race with you. We will get more numbers out here. Thank you so much. Thanks to the vets for letting us come out and play, and we'll see you guys next race.
All right, Corey Weller, everybody. Ain't naming SR1, but Brandon Kilgore. Dude, I mean, it's like there was no break at all. We're just right back in racing, and you're back on top. What the heck?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We when Corey got around me that time, I definitely made some rookie mistakes. I hit false neutral probably 5 or 6 times and just started jamming in there. I don't know what I was doing. I kind of calmed down finally. I was like, "Oh, don't break a gear. I don't want to spend a bunch of money again." So you know, that's a good engine. I want to leave it alone. And but anyways, when Corey got by me, I was thinking, okay, well, you know, stay right with her, right up to the competition caution, and I think I was inches away. Up there, like closer than I wanted to be, and I was like, "Oh, don't bump her." And then when coming out of turn 1, I don't know where the speed came from. All of a sudden, I just had a run. I was like, "Okay, let's go." And you know, so I got it then. And then when I put it up on 2 wheels, I thought for sure someone was going to help me over. And anyways, didn't happen. Got it back down, and you know, kind of rode it from there. Just tried not to make mistakes.
Well, it looks great. It was awesome to watch, and that's the way I announced it. But all right, Brandon, let's talk about the people that make it happen.
Yeah, Branson's Resort, my family. You know, most importantly, my wife, because I'm sure there's honey-do lists at home that she would much rather me be doing, and instead I get to come out here and play with all these guys and gals, and so it's a lot of fun. So thank you so much, my family and everyone that helps let me do this and still have fun. And Core for like Corey said, track was amazing. Thanks again for helping us. Like I said, hopefully we get a lot more cars out here, and I think there's a lot of people that want to come racing with us. So let's do it.
All right, man, I'm going to get out the way. You guys smile for the camera. We got our next race, me and Chapman. A great day of racing here in the SR1 class, and I didn't hear it once. I want to say thanks to Jason Weller. Woo! We got to say it now. It's both Corey or Jason, because a lot of people said thank you to Corey, so. Did I just leave you guys? So, Brad, I'm very proud of you, my brother. You guys. Man, you've been hearing me talking about the sponsors out here all weekend long. And you've also heard me talk about Big O Tires out of Tempe, Arizona, with Adam Grunder out there. And Adam Grunder, he's looking around, he's going, man, where are you? Where are you? And he can't see that I'm right behind him. Adam Grunder, great day of racing out here. What do you think of this SR1s?
SR1s?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Fun stuff?
Yeah.
You miss Black Ant?
Miss what?
Black Ant. Isn't that what you called your car?
No, I like that car that Ryder Chapman was in.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'd take that in a heartbeat.
I agree. And we talked about it. I said, Bobby, you might have lost your car giving it to Ryder.
2 things. I heard. Oh, I won't repeat it. I heard it was something and it was something else, but that car works good. And Ryder, he's a little terrorizer.
He is, and I put him on the spot on the podium. I said, who's faster, you or your sister? He said, no comment. So then I walk up to me and I say, oh.
You know how you solve that?
Tell me.
I won't grab the mic.
No, you're right.
I should have just got ran.
No! Oh!
You solved that? Because I raced with Mia.
Did you?
You put 2 RS1s just like Ryder has. Put Mia in one, him in the other, and you'll find out.
Well, that's what I said. I said I want to do it. You ever seen?
I got faith in
You ever seen? I do too. But I do too. I agree with you. But I mean, Ryder Chapman today in that car. I mean, I bet you he put down one of the fastest lap times of the weekend.
It was today. I didn't get to see it.
You're out of your mind. Then you can't. How are you making comments?
I just got here in 30 minutes ago, but yeah, it could be.
That's
fastest lap of the entire day.
I would say of the weekend, that kid was on. Hey, was your brother not on rails today in that car?
Like I've always thought, if you're going to buy a car, buy a championship-proven car.
Man, I agree, and he drove the wheels off that thing.
Yeah, that's good for him.
All right, let's talk more. I've been talking about your shop all weekend. Big O Tires, you're down to the one store in Tempe. What can I expect if I need tires? Come down and see you.
What can you expect?
Yeah.
Great, fast service, friendly guys that have been with me a lot of years that are very nice.
Well, I can ultimately say I now have bought tires from your store because I did. I spent some good money on those tires. You definitely hooked me up.
Your happiest customer that spends the most money with you.
There you go. I like it. And I did spend a lot of money. Gosh. Oh, I bought. Do you have any idea how much a 35, 12, 50, 15 costs? BF Goodrich, like the shirt he's got on? I'm just letting you know they're over $500 a piece. That's what I'm letting you know. So, but they are awesome tires, and yes, indeed, Adam Gruner took care of me, and as he said, his staff, they are top-notch. I got the tires. They had to order them. They got them in. They called me. They said they were mounted, balanced, ready to go. Bring your truck down. We'll put them on. I said, nope, throw them in the back. I'll put them on, and they were awesome. New center caps, everything at Big O Tires. Go talk to Adam Gruner. And that's the way to do it right there. You see? That's exactly. I'd be willing to bet this is our culprit. All right, we got the crew, the Hart crew running around. It looks like one of the cars has a flat tire. All right. A little bit of drama unfolding here. Sorry, that was my deal. For once, it was my fault. But a flat tire for Hart when you got 23 cars out here. And you can see the Hart car right now. And I believe Casey Kane said get the Hart car into the hot pit, and hopefully they can get that tire changed by the time they come around and take the green flag so they can stay on the lead lap. So a little bit of drama unfolding, and I love it. You know, racing is all about this. Very rarely does this happen, getting a flat tire on the side lap or walking out and then bam, flat tire. But I know the Hart crew is going to get it. Mia Chapman, while we're waiting, let's go through this long list. Declan Shields, Mikey Childress, Jackson Leamy, and Cole Warner on the first 2 rows. In the 195, Tatum Forrester, Kyle Niner right next to him. Stephanie Warapis right there in row 4. Kyle Niner, and then Jaden Manchester. And we just got some information on Jaden. Wow, check that out. We got the hero card. Special thanks to all my partners, Vision Canopy and Maxxis Wheels. Back to Chance Crawford, Brian Willett, my man in this race. Tell us who we got up next.
Row number 6, we have the 916 of Carson Farrell. Right next to them, the 1717 of Vincent Riccatelli. Row number 7, the 1718 of Lucas Johnson. Right next to them, the number 5 of Wyatt Schmucker. Row number 8, the 522 of Jack Wilson. Right next to them, the 186 of Diesel Miller. Row number 9, the 401 of Carson Scalf. Right next to them, the 411 of Cash Crawford. Row number 10, we have the 1610 of Mason Cotter. Right next to him, the 155 of Carson Greco. And rounding out our last row, the number 2 of Cash Hart and 149 of Jackson Howdigi.
Oh, that's if you could have seen us over here, We struggle with, that's the only name that we struggle with. And actually, he's here right now listening to Howdy. We say it correctly now.
And the 1612 of Wyatt Cotter will round out our stacked field.
Wyatt Cotter and the Cotters out here. This is going to be crazy. What a field. Now, this is everybody. Like, these are all the names of all the weekend right here in one race. So this is the pros and amateurs. And I was trying to get it out of Marnie so we know who was who. But we're just going to go for it. Let's do it. Jackson leaving on 2 wheels going into turn 1. Again on the bike. Michael Childress now out front. We got an interview with him a little earlier, him and his dad. And Jackson leaving up on the bike in the first 2 turns. That means he is hungry. $23 cars out here. That's a lot of cars, and they all made it through clean in 1 lap already. Cole Warner now finding himself in the battle up there in the top 3. Cole Warner right on the bumper of Jackson Leeming as they come into turn 2. And there's the one, Jaden Manchester. We learned about Jaden up here. And Jaden, that's what you do. Bring me your sponsorship, and that's how you get it. Check out Jaden Manchester on his social media handle. It is at Instagram. You can check him out at Manchester_racing23. He has 486 followers already and growing every day. Current partners include Vision Canopies, Vision Wheel, Maxxis Tires, and SCOG Construction. And Jaden Manchester out there looking good in the top 4 spot. Jackson Leeming living on the edge. He has biked that car again. He just biked it in turn 3. Now either he's pushing really hard or those tires have got a lot of side bite.
Yeah, I think as we kind of gone throughout our day 2, the track is starting to deteriorate and the ruts are forming. I saw them firsthand yesterday. By the end of the day, they were pretty big desert, almost like desert style ruts out there. So that could be playing into a factor as well.
I mean, there's a lot of different things and setups that these people try to give them the edge in short course racing, and you are going to see some weird things. I've seen a new trend as well right now, a larger wheel. Like even the trophy trucks now, the Brenthel trucks, they have an 18-inch wheel, and what this does is give you less sidewall for a little more control and less sidewall flex. So you're absolutely 100% correct. A lot of different setups out here, and I would imagine every one of these cars with their winning setup. And look at this, Jackson Leeming now in 2nd place, right behind our leader, Mike D. Childress. Mia Chapman, that deafening roar of 23 cars on this track is intoxicating. That's just one big class of cars out here, the Youth Naturally Aspirated Limited class.
Definitely. I think you can look anywhere in the field and see a pretty good battle going on. So, yeah, quite a race to watch.
Well, Jackson Levy now out front, got around Mikey Childress. And Jaden Manchester now in third place, just ahead of Cole Warner. Mia Chapman, what an incredible weekend of racing, and this right here is what it all boils down to. Pretty much all these cars out here been out in another class, but they're all together right now in this Youth Naturally Aspirated Limited class. It's great to see the majority of these cars, if not all of them, are RS1s. And man, are they putting on a show for us, 23 cars strong. With Jackson leaving out front, I know his dad, Chris, and mom are going to be very excited if he can keep this and put that car on top of the box. I've been saying it all day, very excited for the drone coverage. Just amazing from Tyler and Brian again. They just do a great job over there. And Brian, I am 100% convinced that he can fly that drone right through the window of the car. Seems to be a little bit of confusion out there. There it is. They got it straightened out. Jackson Lehman is the leader. What a great race so far, especially from our top 4 or 5 cars. Jackson Lehman finding himself out front, the 866 car, with Mikey Childress right behind him. Mikey Childress out there in the number 84 car. And Jaden Manchester. And look at this. I got a lot of stuff out here. Looks like Jaden is going to be able to participate in the Proving Grounds demo at the Sand and Sports Show and at the Off-Road Expo this month, which he's very excited about, so that's a good deal out there. Or if he's done it already. It says here, this season 24, we've been racing the Players RS1 in the Youth 1000 class with us and has placed top 10 every race. So Jackson Manchester, that is great to have you out here. And this is something we haven't talked about. All the canopies that you see that we have here are from Vision Canopy. And we got, Vision Canopy, you know, to put Vision Canopy in perspective, you know the canopies that we've had in the past, other brands and things like that, you know the way they're built and you know how tough or durable they are. They are nothing compared to the construction of these canopies that we have. They are the official canopies out here at Core. If you look here, this is the construction that they have. These things are thick, they're big. You do not see Vision canopies at a race after the wind has come through and you see the pile up of all the people's canopies that get destroyed. And they do get destroyed. You cannot fix them. They're just literally impossible to fix or at least get correct. But not with Vision Canopy. You won't see a Vision Canopy in the trash when yet at the races. These things are built to last. And as you see, like here at Core, you can see them right now. The ones that we have all printed, all done right. Big, big canopies. Great product at a great price. So you want your canopy to be around for a while, make it a Vision Canopy. Sounded like a commercial, didn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe I should do voiceover work. Vision Canopy, the canopy that most off-road racers choose. That does sound pretty good. Maybe I should do that, right? Yeah. It works. All right. Well, Mia Chapman, where's your money going right now? Jackson Lehman out front.
I don't know. It's hard to say. We'll see after this first turn.
Well, here it goes. 23 cars. A little bit of a jump from Mikey Childress, but didn't get any places. Well, on the bumper of Jackson Lehman. 1, 2, 3. Jaden Manchester saying, I want some of this, boys. They pile into turn 2. They're bumper to bumper. And now Cotter in the mix. Another one. 2 cars over in turn 2. That's more than likely going to bring up.
Who was in second? They just biked
Mikey Childress. So Mikey Childress on the bike. I have a feeling with all these cars on the track, that's going to bring out a full course caution, indeed. All right. Way too many cars up there in turn 2 to not do a full course caution. And they're racing to the flag. So the way it was Jackson Leamy, Mikey Childress, and then Jaden Manchester. They were 1, 2, 3, and then you said that second place, Mikey Childress went up on the bike, went backwards almost 4 spots. So I missed it on, hopefully we saw it on the live footage, and we'll be able to see that later. But man, that's a hard luck right there, putting the bike, getting up on the bike. Interesting. Well, and then for a brief instant out there, we saw the green car of Mason Cotter now. So Mason Cotter not content with being in the mid pack of this. He said, let's do this. Let's race, boys. Well, doing a great job. We haven't given them any props today, but the safety crew out here at Cord doing a great job keeping our racers safe and making sure this track gets cleared up as quickly as it can, as safely as we can. And it looks like all the drivers in this entanglement, like they're all okay. Nobody's going too crazy. And we haven't heard anything to where we're stopping the race, so everybody's safe and okay. So Mia Chapman, what's the gnarliest wreck you can recall?
Oh, I was racing at Mid-America. It's either this year or last year.
Wow.
First time there, it rained out practice. So my first time on the track was during qualifying. And yeah, I ended up coming into a jump a little too hot and went end over end. Yeah, it was pretty bad, definitely pretty gnarly. I was totally okay. Car was, very minorly broken, surprisingly, but yeah, no worse feeling than jumping into the air and then looking directly at the ground.
I mean, and we do everything we can to set these vehicles just right over the jumps or doing whatever we do. But man, sometimes these cars just get a little attitude, get it wrong, and at that point you're just along for the ride. So you pray that the cage does its job and that everything does and works. And it sounds like in this case you were fine. Head and neck restraint worked good. Your restraints worked good. And the cage held together.
Yeah, well, it's tough, especially here when we do the mandatory yellow, because this is a really big field of cars. Regrouping them to go green again with 3 laps to go. All the drivers are going to be pushing and trying to, get that X position and finish the race the best they can. So it can definitely get pretty dicey.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you're okay. And, I think that every good racer that knows what it's like to get on that, or in that mindset rather, I think they've had to have had, a good wreck like that. But not only, I don't want to say that so that way it's you're scared. But what I want to say that in is that you do it and you learn to respect it. You know right where your limits are at. And I think that's exactly what it does. And, I have to say, like everybody says, I think you said today, even you said it, you said your brother drives with no fear. I don't know that that's necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, because if it's, it can't be a good thing, because if you don't have respect that you could possibly be injured right off the bat, you're going to drive over your head.
I would say driving without fear, but being in control is the best way to do it. If you go into each corner and you're timid and you're scared, you're gonna be slow. You're not gonna be quick. You're probably gonna catch ruts a lot easier, have a lot more crashes. But yeah, I think definitely having no fear, but being somewhat in control, right? I think that's kind of the combination you got to go with.
Man, agreed to that one once again. You gotta have respect for these cars. We used to tease them out there. We used to call these things, and they kind of still do. We say, not bad for a golf cart. You know what I mean? Because you remember, back in the day, it was, just modified golf carts. And I remember back in the day, I think I did it in about 2007, 2008. We took a Kawasaki Mule and we put a Ninja engine in it. We put a Ninja 600 inline 4, like a SR1, and that thing was so fast. It was unbelievable. All right. Well, there we are. We're in the picture we're watching. You can see up here these cars coming in. That is the turn 6, and you can see the cars leaving on the record. Man, Brian, did you see that? Brian just straight up showed off and flew that drone underneath that car. Don't do it. Oh, he's going to do it. He flew that right there. Now he's looking at it. He's going to do it in the race car.
You know what else they say about Sunday races? It's checkers or records.
It's checkers or records, baby. Oh, Brian's showing off, doing a great job. He's using that race car as the practice. I know you can hear me, Brian. Good job out there. He flew it under the car. Oh, little loop. Now, see, you need to buzz Jason. Jason, move your head back just a little bit. And then, here it goes. No, the window net. Jason, just move your head back a little. I love this. I hope you guys are watching this on the live track feed. This thing's awesome. Our drone pilots, man, we are very fortunate to have them here at Core. Well, me and Chapman, we got the track cleared up. And who we got up front right now? It is still Jackson Lehman out there, the 866 car. But behind him now, the man, the myth of the hour, Jaden Manchester. And here's his hero card. Very, very great to have Jaden Manchester out here. Look, I got two of them. I got one stapled to it. But since Jaden is up there, look at this. We're going to give you a list of the sponsors. Jaden Manchester, great job. Vision Canopy, Vision Wheels, and Maxxis Tires out there. And you guys want to know about Jaden Manchester, check it out. There is. Let's get him up. He said he has 496 followers. Let's double that. Let's do me a favor. Go up there and see it. Manchester_Racing23. So if you guys want to see him, I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying my best to get it. It won't focus in. Manchester_Racing23. Go. Let's double it up, and get on there and say, "Hey man, I saw your hero card at the Core race on our live stream." There it is. And look, I like that. I like that. If you have this, you can actually slide. Wouldn't that be great? We slide it in. Boop. And then we take the next one, boop, so that way whoever's in the lead. I'm coming up with some great ideas today. That earlier one, I am definitely going to talk to Glenn about. We are going to do that. We are going to do that. All right. Samia Chapman, in the travels of your racing career, you've accomplished some great stuff. You're here. You're racing in the pro classes now. You've even got some desert racing underneath your belt. Tell me where you're headed, man. What's next for Mia Chapman? I mean, where do you go from here?
Yeah, well, kind of have to wait and see. I don't want to say too much just yet. You know, we're at the end of the year, going into next year, you know, getting our plans together and whatnot. But yeah, I've been very thankful to have done so many different types of racing in so many different race series. I feel like it's definitely helped me as a driver be able to adapt to almost pretty much whatever situation I get put into. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Looking forward to hopefully running a few more core races out here, bringing the short course out, just putting some laps on it, and having fun, getting back to the roots.
Man, that's exactly the story I wanted to hear right there, because you know, everything's unique for the individual. And you know, if the question was asked to me, I would without hesitation say I would love to go trophy truck racing. You know what I mean? I would just love to get in those trophy trucks and be done.
Yeah, if you have the budget, you know, let me know.
Isn't that always it? And you know, they tried to say that the 6100 class, the spec trophy truck class, is much cheaper. And I think to myself, really? Those tires are still $900 for the same truck. It's basically the same truck, but just with a different engine in it. So my confusion is, why would you, in my opinion, why would you waste the money in a 6100? I would just go race with the big boys. Like, the logistics to race a 6100, like I said, minus the engine, just the same. Yes, sir. No?
I don't know, honestly. I don't know. I haven't jumped into the desert side with the truck stuff, so.
Yeah. I would just love to see that. All right. All right. 3 laps to go, and we have at least 20 cars left in, and it's still a hectic race, and I know that word's going to be used on the podium. It was hectic. It was chaotic. But Jackson Leeming, can he hold on with just 3 laps to go? All cars getting through turn 1 cleanly. Now they got into turn 2. They are still bumper to bumper, the top 10 cars. They come over the ski jump and they are clean. Jackson Leeming now, though, out front has his hands full with Jaden Manchester. And the 119 car in third place of Cole Warner. Jackson Manchester to the outside in turn 5. And all the cars still pretty well grouped in this first lap here, with only 2 more laps remaining. Jackson Leeming now having to watch Jaden Manchester. As Jaden Manchester got around, he's out front. But only 2 laps remain. And look at Jaden Manchester, got out front, and he is starting to pull away. Well, this is an interesting development. We have cars blocking turn 5. And they're going to let him race. White flag flies for Jaden Manchester. Jackson Leeming after leading early, though, and look at this. Jackson now has his fans full with Mason Cotter. I am going crazy over here. Mason Cotter now trying to get around Jackson Leeming. And Once again, they got to slow it down. Got to keep that position and bunch them up, but then just a couple more corners, Mia Chapman. This is a nail biter. They're going to keep him racing, but they got to slow way down right there in turn 5. Back on the gas. Look at that, showing you epitome of traction, just lifting it up on 2 tires. They drag race, he's coming wide, Jackson leaving. Wow! Mia Chapman, what about that? One very happy Manchester right there. Well, you know what? We said it earlier, 23 cars. We definitely did not disappoint. Oh my goodness. What a great job, all the competitors out there. And there they are, 1, 2, 3. Jaden Manchester. Mason Cotter and Jackson Leeming. Wow. Boy. Well, you know what's nice about that race? We know there's only one more left.
I'll be right back.
Do
I'm
your
down
thing.
there, grab food real quick.
Oh, yeah. Take your time. Hey, if one more race, you don't want to come back up.
I'll come back up.
You can if you left.
My mom grabbed the food. She's like, come down here and grab it.
Right on. Well, all right. What a race, man. Oh, my gosh, what a race. incredible to announce, and ain't going to be better to talk to these boys right here. Wow. Absolutely. I'm going to come right in here. Jackson, let's talk, man. 23 cars, lots of carnage out there. You got out front. It was your race there for a bit, and man, you three just put down an error-free race, and man, it was close.
Yeah.
You all right? I mean, you seem a little emotional on this one.
Yeah.
Matt, hey, you cannot be mad at yourself on this one. There were 23 cars out there, and basically what I announced it as, all weekend long, these are all the racers that have been racing, and it boils down to this race. Your performance was outstanding, my friend.
Thank you.
All right, well, let's talk about the people that make it happen for you.
My mom, my dad, XEC, Queen Racing, GBC Tires, SGI, ZRP, Shock Therapy, Bikeman, and Braden for spotting me.
Well, I think you did a fabulous job. I'm going to say it again. You are incredible. That was quite a race.
Thank you.
All right, Jackson, leave me very emotional, and that is all right and understood. And you, I don't even know where to start. My gosh, I see your name on these lists. I'm thinking to myself, this is just going to be crazy to watch you race. You came all the way from the back. You drag raced all the way down to the very last second, went as far as you could, second place. You got to be happy with that performance.
Oh, yeah, in my book, this is a win for me. I went from pretty much dead last. I woke up sick this morning, and I had no power steering, and I pulled off with a second place.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday was crazy. It wasn't like your race yesterday. You had four-wheel drive go out on your one race, power steering leave it on the next race. You were definitely struggling, but you got it together, and man, you put it into this race, and it showed.
Oh yeah, that was a really gnarly race for me.
I loved it. It was still incredible to watch. Well, you know what? You made it here. Great racing on your behalf. Let's talk about the people that make it happen over there for you.
I'd like to thank Polaris, Rugged, Hoosier, Gates, my dad, Brad, and anybody who I'm forgetting. Just thank you.
All right, great job. You guys make some noise. But right now, Jaden Manchester, you were consistent. You were there. You were watching the lines. You were seeing what he was doing. You were bumping. You were rubbing. And you walked away with the victory.
Yeah, no, this was just awesome. It was such competitive racing, and it's just a awesome, fun time.
It is incredible to watch, too, to announce you guys. I hope you guys go back and watch the announcing. I was just up there going crazy. I was almost like bumping me and Chapman going, come on, this race is crazy. But, man, you did an amazing job. Also, wait till you see what I did with your hair.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah.
Who do you want to say thank you to?
I want to say thank you to Vision Canopy, Sandcraft, Vision Wheel, Maxxis Tires, my grandpa especially, my dad, my mom, and Mason for being a good sport and just being awesome.
That is some great sportsmanship. These three did amazing. And I got to tell you, I think every single one of them could have been in either of the positions with just one more lap. It was amazing to watch these three do battle, and it was great to watch. Well, man, we've got one more race to go, and this weekend is going to be in the history book, so stick around. And let's see, I'm trying to get it because I brought the whole slip down here. And this last race is not going to be a Salchi race anyhow with 17 cars in this one, including, and Mia Chapman. There's going to be 16 cars minus Mia Chapman because Mia yesterday took quite a hard hit in turn 3, coming out of turn 3, and she's choosing to just sit this one out. But so we're going to have 16 cars in here, the pro and amateur turbo class coming up next. Well, Mia Chapman, here is the final race of the day, of the weekend. Sunday, you've been saying it, checkers or wreckers. We got all of the R&R Steel drivers out there, both riders, Kyle Arcana, Bobby Van Beekum. We've got Jason Weller out there from the Weller crew. And Jason, your victor yesterday, so can he do it again today? And you can already see him right next to Kyle Arcana. And if we can get back there too, let's see, right here in row 5, Jason Weller, Kyle Arcana, and Bobby Van Beekum. These are your pro racers, and you were supposed to be there. But, so, easy enough. Here, we can do it this way. Yeah. Oh, is he?
Yeah, they still have them mixed up, but they're not separate.
F this.
Yeah.
All right. well, we tried. Okay, I tried and I failed. So there it is. But out there as well, the amateur turbos, Ryder Chapman, Ryder Van Beekum, Brandon Birmingham. I have to make sure because it doesn't look like there's an R in there. But there is. B-I-R Birmingham. Making sure. I said it yesterday a couple times and it just didn't sound right. All right. Ryan Denny out there as well, and A.J. Burke. And did I miss Andre Tonelli out there in row number 2? And the number 733 car. Let's meet the pros.
Row number 4, we have the 704 of Dan Kelly. Right next to him, the number 12 of Henry Gonzalez. Row number 5, the 48 of Jason Weller. Right next to him, the 93 of the Kyle Arcanu. Row number 6, the 64 of Robert Van Beekum. Right next to him, the 821 of Michael Mack. Row number 7, the 77 of Braden Baker. Right next to him, the number 14 of Steve Hoffman. Row number 8, the 19 of Connor Maxwell. Next to him, the 1994 of Tyler Herlock. And that'll be our field.
Yeah, there was one more name there I would have popped off just because. And in car number 37, Mia Chapman. No, this is Mia Chapman sitting next to me. So, wrecked yesterday, took you out, and this would have been your class. So you'd have been down there. I'd been up here solo. But one kind of cool thing is you talked about Braden Baker. Braden Baker out here at number 77. That is a desert car, and you'll see the weird rear bumper on it. But here we go. We're going green this time around. We're going green. Already one of the cars having problems in turn 1. That's the Can-Am. And so far, the pros are clean. You can see the R&R Steel cars. Kyle Arcana and Bobby Van Beekum. Bobby Van Beekum making short work really quick, getting right to the bumper of Jason Weller in the 48 car coming into turn 3. Car number 32 now coming up for a little bit of action. That is the car that belongs to your brother, Ryder Chapman, and he's dicing up with the pros. I'm telling you, that boy needs to step up.
Yeah, it's only a second race in the turbo class, so yeah, just kind of easing into it, taking it easy, but he's killing it out there.
Well, already we have... That cannot be Bobby. Bobby Van Beekum already pulling off. What a hard luck it has been for Bobby Van Beekum. He's just had some crazy races. So that's going to leave the R&R Steel in the pro class all up to Kyle Arcana once again. And look at this. Your brother in the amateur class, he wants to go up and play with the pros. He's already dealing with it. We know Connor Maxwell is a fast pro. And your brother right now taking Connor Maxwell to school. Well, here it is, shaping up. Jason Weller again. Look at that. That car is on rails. It's turning right. It's jumping right. Jason's lines are right. And he's just putting down a flawless race. And now Kyle Arkansas got around your brother. But right there you can see the number 32 of Ryder Chapman. And as you heard Mia Chapman say, this is his only his second race in this car.
Yeah, I believe it's like the second or third race in that car.
Well, very impressive. You know, it's just telling me that he's definitely gotten very serious about racing, and his head is in the game for sure. So Kyle Arkansas, though, doing a great job in keeping that car within striking distance of Jason Weller. And your brother, I mean, the lap times there, your brother right on they're only a few tenths of a second away in lap times. So they're both running 103s. That's crazy. That's simply awesome. And over total elapsed time, your brother only 4 seconds total behind Jason Weller. Bravo. All I got to say is bravo. And there it is, the Can-Am again having troubles in turn one. Jason Weller, though, able to get around with no problems. So wait. Let's recap. 2 races for your brother yesterday. 2 wins. 2 races for your brother today. It's going to be 2 wins again.
Yeah, got one of them out of the way, and hopefully he can bring it home in the amateur class.
Woo! Simply on fire today, and this weekend rather. So Ryder Chapman, bravo, my friend. But for right now, oh, and there's somebody I haven't mentioned, is Ryan Denny. She's out there as well, battling it out with your brother. You can see her in that awesome livery in that car in the 560. And here it is, the competition yellow. So Jason Weller, this is a 10-lap race. So 5 laps down and 5 to go. And let's look at this lineup. Jason Weller, Kyle Arkansas, and your brother Ryder Chapman out in front of the amateur race, but right there in 3rd place ahead of 2 more pros. Well, in fact, yes, I think we got it right. That's Bobby Van Beek. That's Ryder. Okay.
Yeah, he's in the same class as all the riders, so
All right.
they're both in.
All right. So Bobby's out. Bobby's out. Well, then I have to say again, good job for both the riders again. Ryder Van Beekem and your brother. So that's going to put Ryder Van Beekem in second place in the amateur ranks here for the turbo cars. All right, well, look at that field there. And it's great to see your pros, Jason Weller, Kyle Arcanaut, and Connor Maxwell in that yellow number 19 car. And if you're just now getting into it, this is the right race to watch here on the live track feed. And the 64 car in second place of Ryder Van Beekem, and the T821, that is Michael Mack. And he's one of the pros. So, one of the unsung heroes of the weekend, Kelvin out there on the tractor. You know, this is the last race. Yesterday, turn 3, although it still looks pretty crazy, turn 3 right there, a lot better than it did yesterday. He was up yesterday. I got up at 6:30 a.m. yesterday. He was already working on the track. And when I went in to lay down, he was still here. So, that boy only probably had 4 or 5 hours worth of sleep that night. And same thing today. I woke up, but I was late waking up. He was already here on the track working on it. He was ripping the whole track. He basically rebuilds the track overnight. And it's unbelievable what he is able to do in this track. All right, Mia Chapman, well, we know a lot about this field out here. Dan Kelly. I'm not even sure I've seen him out there. He is out there. But Dan Kelly, he's at checkers or wreckers almost every race, and he is on fire, or man, he has to pull it up on his trailer.
Yeah, he said that to me earlier today. It was checkers or wreckers, Sunday. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see with him.
Yeah, he says Sunday, but that's daily for him. He gets in that car, he wants to go. Love me some Dan Kelly. He's always awesome to have out here, but here we go. Back to green. Jason Weller, Kyle Arcanaut, and now Ryder Chapman put the move on Ryder Van Beekem over the ski jump to the outside of turn 3. I mean, what's that conversation going to be like? Ryder, hey Ryder, what's up, man? Yeah, I passed you on the outside turn 3. That is by far one of the hardest turns on the whole track. Turn 3, because you're carrying the momentum over the ski jump. And he braved it out and stayed in the gas and railed the outside. Ryder Chapman, outstanding, young man. Jason Weller on the rev limiter. That's one thing. These cars get on the rev limiter quick. Those turbos, they will spool up just like that. Are you watching your brother put a wheel in on Kyle Arcanaut in turn 2? It's gonna do it again. What? That's not how it works. All right. There you go. Now you can pass. Yeah. That's not how that, you can watch it right here, Mia. Mia and I just saw that. Connor Maxwell passing on yellow. That wasn't going to work. Connor Maxwell a little anxious. However, that really wouldn't matter because Kyle Maxwell, he's a third place pro. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Well, no matter what, Connor Maxwell should have checked up for safety reasons, not because of whether it's right. So, but put a nose in. He came back out. So I'm gonna have to chalk that up to no harm, no foul kind of thing. But here we go. Your brother's still putting it down, and look at this. Kyle Arkanon now going backwards. Connor Maxwell already up to second place. Can we get a repeat of yesterday? Connor Maxwell caught up to Jason Weller, and he wanted to get around him in the worst way. Can Connor Maxwell get right back to the bumper of Jason Weller, and we get the same race that we had yesterday?
Yeah, it's pretty fun watching Jason, battle it out with drivers. He's very confident and just holds his line, and it's like he doesn't have a care in the world. So, yeah, pretty good race going on so far.
Man, Mia Chapman, almost every point you make, I find myself agreeing with you. I mean, it's amazing. And we're watching a great race right now here with Jason Weller. He's hitting all his marks, but look at this, Connor Maxwell. I said it yesterday, Connor Maxwell wanted around Jason Weller bad. Look at this. So here it is. Just a few more turns to negotiate, and this race is in the history books. Jason Weller coming off the tarmac. Back-to-back wins on the weekend. It is Jason Weller. Connor Maxwell now in unofficially second place. And the first place in the amateurs, Ryder Chapman and Kyle Arkanon running off the top three of the pro class. Second place in the amateurs, we got Birmingham and Ryan Denny. All right, great race out there. We'll talk with these boys and girls after this. And Mia Chapman, I guess we don't have to sit in this sweaty seat anymore. We can go down there, say our goodbyes to these, and I guess bring that mic down there, and we'll close out down there. Stick around. We're going to talk to the drivers right away. All right, where's my drivers? I need Kyle Arkanog, Connor Maxwell, and what's this guy's name? Can somebody help me with that? Oh, that's right, Jason Weller. Where are we at? Kyle, come on. You're holding up progress. Kyle Arkanog. Come up and talk with me, and then you guys argue. I'm not saying you're arguing. I'm just totally teasing him. A hug? I love it. You know what? That's some love right there. I want. Oh, look at this. We started something. Oh, Kyle Arkanog, what a race! You were lots of change in there for you. You were up there in second place. Had your hands full. Connor Maxwell just came in like a bull, and he took it.
I wouldn't say that, but
tell me.
I don't think I really should.
Oh, all right, Bill. You know that's racing. You know, you did a great job out there, and still ended up at third place. You did fine.
Yeah, I was really just trying to look out for the safety crew, and just really try to make sure I was past clear of the yellow before I resumed racing. So that's kind of why my spot was given up. But I'm not going to say I didn't overdrive the car in that corner on the last lap and do a little spin out. But that's racing. That's part of it. I'm just thankful to be here. Thankful for the RNR Racing team. They backed me 100%. And the car was running. It still was getting running hot, so I was trying to watch out for it again. So hopefully we can get that figured out for the next round. But like I said, I'm just happy to be here.
Man, racing is definitely incredible to watch. We don't know that car is overheating. You're just out there, and it looks amazing from my vantage point.
Well, yeah, it is a beautiful car. Well, I can't doubt that.
Now the smile's coming. That's what I want to see from you. Well, all right. Did you want to say thanks to anybody else there? You said a lot of there in that.
Yeah, I'd like to thank God. He kept me safe out there, kept the car running good for what it was. And, I'd like to thank RNR Steel Racing for bringing me out, Arkansas Landscaping, the guys back home taking care of work, and Danger Zone Off-Road, G-Force Racing, their shocks, W Racing. Jason, he's been helping us out here as well. Gave us a little bit of engineering tips this weekend, so to try to help keep the car cool. And Tryon Tech and everybody else that goes into helping our race program out.
All right, Kyle Arkin, everybody third place, and we got it at Connor Max.
And my girlfriend Peyton and the dog.
Oh, you almost forgot that one? Yeah, you don't forget that one. Watch, he'll say Corey Weller for sure, guaranteed. Guaranteed. All right, Connor Maxwell yesterday, a race you were really putting in on Jason Weller. Exciting race. You guys were dicing it up. You even got around him in one turn. Same turn, Jason came back around. You wanted around him really bad. You had your chance today, man. But Jason just had it done for today.
Yep. Yesterday was a good one. We were slicing and dicing, and then wadded the car up so we could fix everything except trailing arms. We had to compensate with some alignment to get it to go straight. And I told my guys if we can make it to the mandatory and the trailing arms are still intact, let's push to the front. And we did just that. I heard there's some controversy with passing right there in that corner, but I come from motocross racing. You pass the yellow, track's wide open. We were past the yellow. I'm taking the spot.
Okay, understood. You guys can work that out. Right now we're on the podium just talking about it, and you guys can have that later. But no matter what, yesterday and today, great racing, no matter what the controversy was. Jason Weller's been racing for a long time, so that shows that you are really fast in this class.
I just built this car in February, so this is, I don't know, what round are we at, round 6? This is my 6th short course race. Jason's got a good car. He's got it dialed in. He's got the chassis setup dialed in to where he makes good traction all the time, so we're chasing that. But it's cool to rub doors and still be able to be cool afterwards.
All right, man. I can't wait to see it. A nice, clean race between you two. I bet it's going to be very exciting to watch.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be a good one. See you at the next one.
All right, let's see here. People you want to say thank you to?
All my family and friends that come out. My mechanic, Trey, he really takes care of me on my car. The whole 2X Motorsports crew, we had 14 cars out here that we prep and maintain. Majority of them got on the podium. I missed it yesterday, so I had to redeem myself today. The whole Can-Am crew, Evolution Power Sports, Lone Star Racing, Podium Suspension, Jason over at Simpson, and everyone else that helps make this program happen.
Connor Maxwell, everybody, second place. Great job today. But this man, Jason, tell me if I'm wrong, but man, from my vantage point, I didn't see you make one mistake, man. You just drove that car, and what a race.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was all stressed out in staging. Like, Bobby's behind me, Dan's back there, Connor's going to be coming, Kyle's right next to me. I'm like, how is this going to go, man? So it's like, I just have to go as hard as I can those first few laps, and just try to be smooth. And the track, fortunately, you throw it really hard and you commit, and you have to be that fast. And it can either stick, or you can spin out, or you can bike. Anything can happen. And luckily, it did everything I wanted it to do today. And the guys were fast. And I just needed to get through the weekend. This is our triple header, so it's 3 days in a row. It's super hot. We've done 2 motors in the pits. Like, I'm ready to go home, but we got through it, and this whole win and this whole weekend goes to our guys. We got all our guys from the shop out here helping the whole crew, keeping the cars going, and this nobody else. This is for you guys. You guys put it out there for us and come out here this weekend, and of course Corey spotting for me, and Core for having us. This class is getting bigger, and let's keep it going. So hopefully the racing's getting good for you guys. The payouts are huge. We get like $750 a day. That's huge. You know what I mean? So all the pros out there watching, get out here and get some money. Take it from me. Let's go.
I love that. You heard it. Make it heed. Make some noise for these Warriors. They did a great job. Put on a great show for you. Make some noise. Check. Am I even working? Okay, we're good. Sometimes gotta reset. All right, amateurs, come on up here. Great job, Ryan, Danny, Brandon, Birmingham, and Ryder Chapman. Again, all right. We're just moments away. Come on. Well, you figured we didn't have any qualifying. You figured we'd be done, but oh no. All right, get up there. About time I got to talk to you this weekend. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
How was the race?
Oh, that was a great race. Started second to last by caution, made our way up some spots, and then made our way up even more. And now here we are.
Man, it was great. The race was crazy to see both these classes on there. It's hard to keep track of which class is what. But what is cool is to see that you guys being the amateurs staying right there on pace with the pros.
Yeah, it's definitely awesome. I love racing with the pros. You get to watch them and learn from them as well.
Indeed, and that's, we were talking about that with Mia Chapman, being able to step up in a class and see where you stand, and you guys get to do that in this class.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right, great. Let's talk about the people that make your race program happen.
I want to thank my mom and dad for everything that they do, my family and friends for all coming out. Big thank you to 2X Motorsports for all their hard work on my car. Torco Fuels. I also want to thank Calvin for an awesome track all weekend, and Core for putting on such an awesome event.
Man, a lot of people forget about Calvin for sure. You did, and he's amazing.
I love Calvin. He's been the best since I was 11.
I love it. All right, there it is, right, Danny, third place. So let's keep it moving, man. Brandon, we haven't been able to really get to know each other yet, but man, this weekend we're getting acquainted.
Yep, it's been fun to learn this track and try to keep up with the Can-Ams. That's for sure.
All right, what are we driving out there? What's your car?
Polaris.
I got to make sure I got these manufacturers down straight, But, man, I think you did a fine job. You drove the wheels off it. Ryder Chapman just on fire. 4 races, 4 wins for that young man. I just don't think it gets any better than that.
No, there's no keeping up with him, that's for sure.
Wow, he's on fire, and I think now I'm going to say it probably going to get some flack for this, but I think now he's sandbagging. He needs to get up there to that pro class right away.
Yeah, he's definitely holding back for sure.
All right, I'll say it. I love him to death. I've known him since he was, man, I literally was interviewing him when he was that tall. But all right, well, great job. Let's hear about the people that make your race program happen.
My mom and dad for sure, countless hours helping to get the car ready. My beautiful girlfriend for putting up with this. My friend Isaac for showing up. I want to thank Copper State Collision, Sandcraft, Fodril, Arizona Interlink Products, Stacy's Store, and the American Express for helping to get us here.
All right. Hey, when it counts, you better thank the American Express because that's what gets it here. Well, congratulations. We'll see you at the next race.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, Ryder Chapman, I don't know what to do with you, man. Like you heard me just say, 4 races, 4 top of the podiums. What am I going to do to you, man? Great job this weekend.
Yeah, this weekend was good. It was literally perfect. This was literally like the dream race weekend. Everything went according to plan. Cars were good. Everything was good. There's nothing more that could have went right, honestly.
I have to agree with you. It's exciting to watch. Your sister was excited that you did it. And, man, the only thing I can say is you were running with the pros. You were passing the pros. You were dicing with the pros. I just want to see you race pro.
Hey, it's my first year in a turbo car. It's my 6th time or 7th being today ever in that car. So I ain't sandbagging too bad.
I don't think you're sandbagging at all. I think that's exactly the way. You're right. It's your first time. But, man, I think you find your niche. I think you found your niche, and I think you should capitalize on it.
Oh yeah, this next year going up to pro will definitely be better, competing with Jason and everybody, and start to learn from them, because it'd be nice racing against somebody else than just Ryder in the amateur class and Denny. Like, be able to learn from people who are better than us.
I mean, hey, they're stepping up their game too, but I mean, after 4 races, 4 wins, it's something to think about. All right, let's hear the people that you want to say thank you to.
My mom, my dad, R&R Steel, Extreme Machine Fabrication, Muzzy, L2R Shocks, Lone Star, and then big thanks to Calvin. He cut down the lip of the jump, or he fixed it. I'm not going vertical coming over it. That helped so much. It was way less sketchy. The track was way better today too. He did a good job. And just thank you to everybody who comes out in sports.
All right, Ryder Chapman, everybody get out of the way. This is their podium. Smile for the camera. Well, Mia Chapman, you got that microphone in your pocket. Indeed. Where's our camera after they get done with that? And let's do the sign-off right here. Mia Chapman, some ups and downs this weekend. Your brother, though, totally dominant out here in the amateur class. 4 races for him, 4 wins on the podium. You got to be a proud sister right now.
Yeah, no, I'd say it was definitely a really good weekend overall for him. He's learning so much at such a young age. So, yeah, awesome to see him out here killing it. Hopefully we can take this momentum into the next rounds come December.
Man, that's going to be a great. We'll share this one because, as I said, that one's not going to work. But so much to talk about. The SR1s making their debut out here and welcoming them back. How do you feel about the SR1s?
I thought it was super cool. I love seeing them back out here. It's been so long, so to get to watch all of them kill it, I can't wait to watch it the next one too.
All right, well, I'm excited as well. Well, that's going to do it for us. I'm Mark Wright.
I'm Mia Chapman.
That's going to do it here at Core for this race, round 5 and round 6 on the history books. We'll see you at the next one right here at Firebird.